Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Gehenna Gaming V5 Spotlight game, which is going to be Dark Ages. We have quite an exceptional cast of friends and people in the industry who are absolutely fantastic. I will let you introduce
And then we have
yourselves. And then we have Ian. A bit of news as well. Two of our special guests had very important emergencies happen in their lives. We wish them the best, but as you can see, Josephine McAdams is not here tonight, nor is Courtney Taylor. We wish them both the best with the things that they have going on, and they will be sorely missed, but we will have a great time regardless. So let's get to our players. Who do we have over here? Mr. Jacob Burgess, please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Jacob Burgess. I am a voice actor, games writer, the community manager and director of operations for a video game publisher called Yizrid Games. I have written for V5, Exalted, a whole bunch of tabletop stuff and video games, and I've given this intro, I think, 3 times already today, and I don't know what I've said and what I haven't. Hi, I'm very excited to be here.
Me too.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I should probably mention that I worked on the Hikata, one of the clans for V5 on Call to the Blood Gods, along with John Burke and Matthew Dawkins.
No one cares about that.
I want to read that book.
What's that?
I want to read that book real bad.
I paid somebody else to read that book, so I wouldn't have to.
I can't wait to play one of them. I'm very excited.
I can't wait for you to play one of them.
Indeed. All right, who wants to go next?
You have to pick. We can't handle the stress.
Oh, I can totally pick.
Conceivable order on this screen.
Dixie, tell us about yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, I'm Dixie Cochran. I am one of the in-house developers at Onyx Path Publishing. So, of course, we did Chicago by Night. We did Cult of the Blood Gods. You've probably heard about all these books today. We're doing a bunch more supplements right now for V5. And I edited Chicago by Night. So even though I'm in charge of Chronicles of Darkness and Exalted, I do a lot of work with every other game line because of the editing department. Yeah, that's me. I'm here.
And welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thanks.
Mr. Alex Ward, would you please introduce yourself?
My name is Alex Ward. I am an actor who specializes in playing monsters and creatures and stuff like that. I work on TV shows and film and things like that as my day job, but also I love RPGs, and I play Jasper on LA by Night and do other RPG-related shenanigans.
Shenanigans they are.
Yeah, that's what I got.
It's late.
Ify, would you like to go next?
Hey, how's it going? How you doing? I'm Ify. Yeah, actor, TV writer, comedian, professional nerd. Yeah, I don't have any current running, plays going, but I was in Dimension 20s, Escape from Bloodkeep. I've done some small crit roll one-shots here and there. And, we did a nice run. It was called No Survivors on Geek and Sundry.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, cool.
We got some stuff cooking. If you like seeing me do tabletop stuff,
then stay tuned.
See, now you're going to be targeted by like a bunch of groups. Like, we would love you to play.
There are already people in the chat who are like, see, he's not busy.
I think we're all here.
You're right. I'm just watching anime.
Yeah.
I mean, same. That's what I was doing literally before we started this.
Oh, fantastic. And so we got this other guy here. You see, I don't know, I've seen him before.
I won some sort of ticket. I won some sort of lottery or something. I'm just cashing in my No, I'm Ian Muller. I am the VP of strategy for Gehenna Gaming. I am one of our co-founders. I have been playing Vampire since 1999. But it's not the first RPG I ever played, unlike Alex, which is an interesting one. But no, I've been playing Vampire ever since. I love it and all horror games, and I'm super excited to play with all of these wonderful people, some of whom I am friends with and some of whom I have just met recently.
Some of whom are your mortal enemies because we're too much alike. Because I also started playing Vampire in 1999.
Oh,
There's a running joke that Ian and I are possibly separated at birth twins.
strangers in the night.
Yeah, we're clones.
Yeah,
All right.
something.
That's fair.
Well, some shenanigans happened back in 1999. Anyway, welcome to our game. This is going to be V5, but set in the Dark Ages, 1198, in the city of Genoa. All of our player characters are travelers who have come to the city for their own purposes. Would you guys like to? I wasn't sure exactly who you were naming your characters yet. I kind of left that up to the players. Would you guys like to tell me and the audience who it is that you're playing tonight? You don't necessarily have to give away what clan you are. I leave players and their secrets up to themselves.
You're gonna have to call on us, man.
Well, then I'll do
Every time you
Jacob again.
This evening I'll
Jacob didn't name his character. He's naming his character right now.
You had a name.
Yeah, he's doing that. Definitely not me.
I emailed it to Rick. You know that. All of you.
Well, now's your chance to announce it to the world.
I'll be playing this evening. I'll be playing Thaddeus Friss, also known as Mr. Friss.
Beautiful. And Alex, who are you playing today?
I will be playing Father Gilbert, a man of the cloth.
Beautiful. And Dixie?
My name is Violette Margot de la Courcelle. You can call me Violet.
And Ify?
I am Kwesi Okondo, world traveler, trader.
It's Quasio?
Hmm?
How do you pronounce it?
Kwesi.
Quasi? Okay. And Ian?
I will be playing Bjarni, a Viking Jarl
Ooh.
from northern Scandinavia.
Give a little more detail on that one. You like to play it fast and loose with your personal secrets here.
Of course I do. He has recently traveled into farther south because he is hunting someone and is actively looking for also a man of the cloth. With a small war band by his side. 2 men, 2 soldiers.
Very good. So we set the scene. All of you have recently traveled for your own purposes to the city of Genoa. It's still a day's ride away, and you approach an outpost. You travel, some of you by boat, it's right by the ocean. Some of you by horse, carriage. Others, maybe you've walked long through the woods on your own, being hunters, gatherers, merchants. And it's 1198 in the fall. It is fairly close to dawn, and it is, I'd say, maybe 4:30 in the morning. And about this time, this era, this way of life, it's not uncommon to see people waking up extremely early to get the most out of their daylight hours, as life is hard and daylight is scarce. As you arrive to the outpost, you see that it's fairly well fortified. It is got logs built up like walls. It going vertical, sharpened on the top, fairly nice gate, some cobblestone supporting the base. There are a few candles and torches out by the front to mark the only entrance that you can see. And there are a few guards right as you approach. You can take it from however you, the players, would like to do it. If there's a pecking order, if some of you have already arrived, if some of you are stopping in for the first time, I'll leave that up to you. But this is the scene that we have set.
How far south have I come?
You have come extremely far south. Genoa is right at the border of Italy and France on the coast, not too far from Marseille. So for you, being from Norway, or at
Mhm.
least in the Scandinavian province, quite a distance, almost completely vertically down through Europe.
Okay.
I think Thaddeus has already made his way here as a hunter, trading fresh kills to the local tavern to have space in their wine cellar already.
All right.
He's
So as
been
you
here a few nights.
few nights,
Mhm.
then you would know it's not the biggest. It's like a small village with a wall around it. They call it an outpost. It's bigger than that. There are families. There are very shoddily built houses. They're kind of made of wood. They're kind of made of mud and stone. And what they had at the time, there's a number of traders. One that you would have met, I believe his name is Christoph. He is a fur trader. There is what you would normally see, a blacksmith. There is a small chapel where one of the priests named Thod is the pastor of. It's still, I guess in this section of the world, it wouldn't be Orthodox. It would probably be Catholic. There's a couple people who you could see already leaving their houses for the first time this morning. A woman named Prudence with her young children already heading to the field for the day's work. Other people you might know, there was Morris, a butcher, who's excited for the new coin as he sees guests approaching from the hills and the fields. And an older woman named Gertrude, who runs the inn. And the inn is no more than just really a larger home that she has, that while she's out working for the day or at night, she just lets people stay in another section. She sleeps in a smaller walled off area, just trying to make ends meet any way she can.
I would say we, my entourage and I, are just arriving in town.
Excellent. So Father Gilbert arrives, and with your entourage, I believe you've got...
with a handful of monks in tow, along with my retainer, Dominic.
Yes. And Dominic is getting glances from a lot of the people.
I would assume so.
As he's a fairly large individual with armor bearing the Crusader's cross.
Yes.
This is pre-Fourth Crusade, so they're still pretty popular. They haven't ruined everything yet. It hasn't totally gone to shit.
Yeah.
But no, people are kind of giving you a wider berth. They're looking at you as if you're very impressive because you've got...
And I am very impressive, so
the weight of Rome on your side here.
As one
does.
I believe once I get here, I'd head straight to that church. Check it out and take a look.
Sure. And are there other guests arriving? Ify, I believe, would likely be coming by some kind of caravan, correct?
Yes. I'd have caravan, just getting there ready to do some trading, some light. Every stop I like to do some light trading, seeing if I can offload, imports, exports, what have you, and such.
Excellent. So as Father Gilbert approaches this very shoddily, it's not even a chapel, it's like a small prayer area at a well. The larger city of Genoa would have an actual church. Like they could tell that this wasn't something that was built to be a large, sustainable place. It just kind of grew as the city grew.
Right.
But you do see a fairly older man. He looks very shrewd, wrinkled, dislikes visitors, especially at night. And he's practically already working up the words to chastise the guards for their lack of vigilance as people are coming into this, what's supposed to be a fort in the middle of the night.
Good morning, isn't it? Good morning.
It's not quite morning, but yes, I see you're also a man of the cloth. What can I do for you?
Indeed. Well, my associates and I were looking for some lodgings if possible.
Well, I don't really have much of housing for, there's no rectory here or anything like that, but there is a small inn in town run by a woman named Gertrude. You could see if she has lodging available.
Wonderful. That would be lovely. I appreciate it.
Great.
What is your name?
My name is Thod.
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 It's a pleasure to meet you, Father Thod. My name is Father Gilbert.
Oh, pleasure, Father Gilbert. Where are you from, and why exactly are you here?
Oh, from all around. We're on a bit of a pilgrimage at the moment, I guess you could say. We're traveling and spreading our word and making sure everybody gets to hear the word of the Lord.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're doing the good work, and someone around here is doing their damn job.
Trying, at least.
Well, I'm not waste any more of your time. I'll gladly port you in the way of grumpy old Gertrude and try and put in a word with her so she doesn't give you a scolding.
That would be lovely. Thank you very much.
Oh, anything I can do. So Thaddeus would likely see this conversation taking place as the noise in the village is starting to perk up. And right about then, you would see Ify in his caravan with, I'm assuming you can describe it if you like Ify, what that looks like. I'm guessing there's going to be practically like furs or foxes and trinkets just hanging off this thing.
Furs, spices, trinkets, and he just kind of like one of those caravans where you're like, oh, do they have a little bit of everything? And the answer is yes, we do. Just moseying on, not really kind of trying to cause too much of a scene, just kind of trying to make my way through town, scoping it out, seeing if there's any traders around.
Picturing like the modern day equivalent of like a VW Bug that's got like just merchandise all over it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, isn't this a busy night?
And Dixie, how would you be arriving to this middle of nowhere political mission you might be on?
In a closed carriage with my manservant Tomas driving.
Excellent.
I will not talk to anybody to arrange lodging. That's his job.
And Tomas handles that for you perfectly. As he pulls up, he immediately goes, talks to the people he needs to talk to, finds the older woman Gertrude. You see him hand over a small bag of coins and immediately starts to lead your carriage back to that little inn, practically putting down his coat as you get out. And
I'm going to just look around at all the muddy small buildings with absolute disgust and just step on in, try to not look at anybody.
Yeah, literally the only path through this place that is any kind of road is just like a main strip that's just cobblestone. The rest is likely as you described.
Ugh.
So this older woman named Gertrude is at the front of this place. She's already kind of counting every single coin that the guy just gave to her, making sure that it's all real and kind of like in bewilderment that this prestigious guest has just arrived, and a crusader with a new father. Very busy night for this small town. Ify, what are you doing as you arrive with your wares?
Well, now I'm kind of trying to set up shop, and I found like a nice vacant area where I can kind of just sit and wait for customers to pour in as they do, but just slowly setting up, just kind of keeping to myself once again, just trying not to start a scene, just trying to keep it low key.
Sounds good. And Mr.
Yarny.
Yarny.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably be rolling into town right around the same time as the caravan of goods. So probably following that in on foot, walking. There's 2 armed men following me, standing behind me. Likely actually interested in what this merchant has to sell. Maybe some furs.
And what, if he has to sell?
Yeah.
Excellent. Take it away.
Just looking over some of the furs.
I promise you, those are the finest furs. I have great spices as well. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask, but you can touch, rub, and feel the quality for yourself.
What kind of animals are they?
Oh, all kinds. Tigers, cows, sheep, lions, whatever I can get my hands on. I mean, if you need a specific animal, you could just tell me and I can see if I can get my hands on it.
So Barney is probably about 6'3", and wearing a bearskin, wearing leather armor underneath it. And he's looking at probably a tiger skin because he has never seen this pattern before. What kind of creature is this?
Well, I see that bear skin that you wear. It's not as big as that, but just as ferocious, quicker. Very quick, to say the least. Its jaws get inside of you, and that's pretty much it for you. I'm trying to think of an animal. Well, you've seen cats.
Like large
before.
cats, yes.
Yeah. You think of large cats, about the same amount of angry.
Interesting. How much for this?
Good question. I don't like to force a price onto my customers. You just tell me how much you think, and then I'll tell you if I agree.
Kind of weighs it in his hands for a second. And reaches into a bag he's carrying, pulls out probably a fairly ornate silver goblet, probably taken from a church or smaller castle on his way south. And he kind of looks at that and reaches back in and he pulls out some like an ornate ring, and puts it in the cup and offers it to you.
Oh, the cup and the ring? Oh.
Would Father Gilbert give me a, let's see, wits and, I guess just a wits and awareness.
Wits and awareness, all right.
And Thaddeus, you'd likely be seeing this caravan and this exchange take place as well with these interesting goods, these skins that you might not have even seen before.
We're starting at Hunger 1.
Hunger 1.
Great.
Wits awareness?
Yes, sir. Yes, Jacob. If you'd like.
That would be 5 successes.
5 successes. As you're watching this exchange happen from afar, you can tell that what this barbarian-looking man has just handed over is, without a doubt, something that would have been the chalice in a parish, like a large parish. Like this is one of the most key things in a church. It is literally what holds the consecrated wine. It's not something anyone just gives up.
Right.
You can tell that this is now being traded and peddled for simple furs.
I'll wander over casually.
Thaddeus is leaning against the, like, kind of watching this. I imagine this is somewhere over near the tavern. So he's just leaning against it. Oh, he always keeps an eye on Gertrude anyway, just leaning against the tavern as the father walks by. See something you like, Pastor?
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you talking to me?
I don't see any other robe wearers around here. Do you?
No, not particularly. Something may have caught my eye. What's it to you?
A lot of interesting folks coming into town this evening.
It seems so. It seems to be very busy for this early in the morning.
Well, it seems to me that if you wanted to do something about that, and he just nods towards the goblet, you might need a friend.
Oh, well, I fortunately have a friend, and I point at Dominic.
Oh, shit. Well,
but I do appreciate the offer.
Right, I'll just get the fuck out of your way then.
What was your name?
My name. What do you look like, by the way, if you don't mind?
No, of course. Father Gilbert is fairly average in height, probably, average, I don't know. I'm not good at heights. 5'10", let's just say. He, with very dark hair slicked back kind of across his head, very clean cut. His robes are, if it was possible, were pressed. They're very clean and very tidy, and got a very sharp, almost bird-like features. And Dominic is a huge pile of a man.
He's a pile of plate armor just dumped out onto the floor and given life. Yep.
Exactly. He is a helmed horror.
Thaddeus Friss has a very beat up leather tricorn hat, speaks through another like leather scarf. It's pretty much just like shit he's killed and decided to wear from head to toe.
Good.
Yeah. So wrapped around, like, you can pretty much only see his eyes. Bracers, just basic like leather armor that's very easy to move in. He has there's a bow and arrow just kind of over there, skinning knife.
Great.
This man hunts. Everything about him is I murder animals.
Awesome.
Everything.
Nothing about me says that.
Yes. I send men like you to go murder animals so that I can have a nice meal.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
I'm sorry. What was your name?
You can call me Thaddeus Friss, Mr. Friss, if you please.
Mr. Friss, it's a pleasure to meet you on this fine morning. My name is Father Gilbert, and this is Dominic. It is a pleasure to meet you. Now, why is it that I would require a friend for such a gentle perusing of a man's wares?
Well, what you get up in your own time is your own business. But that cup right there, that might be something you want to get back.
It
looks like it belongs to a man like you.
It does look like that, doesn't it?
It does.
Well,
but not shit I can do about it. If you want that cup, big boy here is going to fucking get it for you.
It is very possible, but I try not to, use them unless absolutely necessary. I prefer to talk it out. But
I'm going to enjoy watching you do that.
Oh, thank you.
I give it 10 minutes.
Do you? Well, let's see if you're right. And I turn on my heel and I head over towards the little kiosk.
If anybody looks up, they see me just watching out the window while we're like starting to put up curtains and things to seal everything off for the daytime.
And Violet, how are you appearing this evening?
Very appealing, actually. She's about 5'1", very petite, very noble woman, height of fashion. Even her traveling clothes, like, even though they don't look ostentatious, they are very clearly expensive. They're made of things like velvet, which is very hard to find at the time. And her manservant Tomas is just a like Disney prince of a man. Like, he looks like he can ride a horse and chop a tree and also ballroom dance, and is likewise attired in, decent, well-tailored, but not super ostentatious clothing, because we're French and we know style versus gaudiness.
Well,
And there actually is a woman in a gray dress. It's not the same clothing that you would see of the rest of the common folk here, Violet. It is not great. It's not something that you would buy, but it's something for this area that would be of a higher standing than someone that would just be living here, as if they came from the larger city. And they're talking to Tomas outside.
Can I hear from where I am in the window, or do I need to go down there?
Well, you most likely have heightened senses.
Oh, wait, yeah, duh. I do have that. So we're trying to listen to their conversation.
Absolutely, and that's free. You don't have to rouse the blood for that. So yeah, you can give me actually just a wits and awareness or wits and subterfuge if you like, because you're trying to sneak and listen in.
Yeah, I just want to hear what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Figuring out my
You're
character.
so nosy.
I want to know what Tomas is talking to this lady about. I'm jealous.
Vampires are the nosiest things in the world.
That's 2 successes.
2 successes. You hear snippets of conversation. You hear primarily your name being mentioned once or twice, as if she's asking about you. In that she was from Genoa, the larger city. It's about a day's ride away.
Right.
So how do you feel about that? What are you thinking? What is Violet thinking?
Thinking mostly that Thomas is very loyal and won't be saying anything that he shouldn't be saying.
That's right.
But I'm also wondering why the hell this woman knows who I am. So I am going to go downstairs.
Very good. So you head downstairs. Probably see a little closer now. He is just out there talking with her, saying, my lady is very tired. We had a very long ride from the capital, and I believe that we will be turning in for the day very soon, just to prepare for tomorrow's meeting with the Lord and Lady. But I do think you, and that they sent such a dignified emissary to speak with my liege.
So I'm going to wait for him to come inside then and leave her, because I don't care about her. Her dress isn't that great. And then
Were you going to steal it?
No. I was going to ask, Tomas, what was that about? Who was that woman?
She is someone from the capital of Genoa, sent by the Lord and Lady Edwin and Isabella. They were expecting us. I don't know why. Probably for why you were here, to meet with them.
Right, but they're expecting us tomorrow, correct?
Yes, they thought it would be prudent to send someone ahead of time, especially someone of your stature, to meet, to greet, and to welcome as a sign of good faith.
Oh, well, they were correct in that. Someone
were.
of my stature does require a welcoming committee. Thank you very much. But with that, I will retire. It is very late.
And I will keep watch as I always do.
Thank you very much. You go back upstairs and just keep watching what they're doing out the window.
Cool.
Being sneaky. And if I can hear any of it, then great.
And what are they doing out the window?
So yeah, I'm watching everything, because before I go to bed, this is just gonna be a real great time, and there's not shit to do in this town.
Yeah, I'm deep in this transaction, and I stand before him. I'm pretty much wearing wear that is pretty common within the West African kingdoms of the time. A kind of white linen pants with a what would be an overshirt that would go a little bit beyond my knees, but on top of that is brightly colored draped cloths like blue, reds, greens, and on the shoulder cuff of those you will see animal furs, and on my back is kind of like a cloth wooden shield and a curved blade kind of on my side, and my head is wrapped in the same white linen cloth. And so I'm just I'm sold on this cell. I like what's being offered. I don't see the flank and the oncoming train wreck that's about to happen, because I'm very happy with this cell.
I like your style.
Thank you very much.
Just offering the goblet with the ring in it. Do you want it?
Yes. This is good. This is very good. Yes. I will even say for this, take another fur.
And Bjarni will turn and go back to looking at the fur pile after handing you the goblet. He's like, okay. Just to elaborate a little bit more, Bjarni is also a mountain of a man. He is huge. Like I said, a little over 6 foot, built like a freight train. Long-ish, blonde hair, rough beard, but well kept. Kind of short. And starting to go a little bit gray in the temples. He's not in his prime anymore, but he moves like he is. And as he's moving and looking back at things, inside the bear fur that's kind of cloaking him, he's wearing similar leather armor, probably a little bit more well worn, but easy to move in. Pretty much head to toe, and he is carrying a hand axe and a one-handed sword inside the bear cloak. He does have 2 smaller men flanking him, more average size, but one is carrying a bow and the other one another sword and shield.
2 smaller men, which he dual wields.
Yes.
It's with other men.
Yeah, just
and they also flail with weapons while he's
They flail with tinier men.
well, yeah, tinier men. Yep.
just men all the way down.
Yes.
And he doesn't pay any attention to the people coming up behind him. He noticed probably, but he just is like, okay, there's people walking around, and goes back to going through the furs, seeing if another one is unusual to him or exotic and something he's never seen before. And that's what's interesting about this.
Mr. Frisk just yells over, like, I've got some rabbits in the basement if you're trading just random shinies.
He actually glances over and he's like, I can get those myself. And he goes back to the first.
So
La-di-da.
I'll take a step up. Also, Father Gilbert is surprisingly young looking. He looks to be about mid-20s. So looks very, I mean, in this day and age, that's practically an old man. So he walks up and he says, yeah, excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt you in your transaction, but where did you get that? And I point at the goblet. Well, no, I mean, I know I got it. You got it from him, but I'm more asking him where he got it.
That's what I thought. That's why I kind of...
North of here.
North of here. Just north.
Kind of looks you up and down for a second. Doesn't look very amused.
Looks me down.
Yes, just down.
Well, it just seems like, something you're probably not supposed to have. Seems like something what? Am I what?
Are you going to tell me what I'm allowed to have and what I'm not allowed to have?
Well,
Probably paid for it.
Having items of a, religious nature that would be something that would be used to serve wine to a congregation doesn't seem to be something that you would carry around with you if you were supposed to have it.
Who determines what I'm supposed to have?
Well, I do. I mean, considering that is a implement that is used in our fine faith, it is obviously of my own concern. Seems fair. And I didn't ask for you to give it to me. I just asked where you got it.
He actually glances at one of the men with him, and they start speaking in Norse. Scandinavian. I don't know exactly what it was called back then. I don't think anyone knows what it was called back then. And so if anyone can understand that, he basically is just asking him where they were when they got that particular goblet, because he didn't pay attention.
One of them answers you in that language, that it was from a village not far from Denmark when you first came ashore, and it was from the first cathedral you burnt to the ground. Oh, what a day.
Somewhere in Denmark, I say.
Well, very far from here. And you're just going to use it to pay for furs. Is that the case?
Yeah, it's not good for anything else.
Well, to you, maybe. Which, again, demonstrates the fact that you should not have it. Let me see here.
Quasi just starts to take a step back. Like, okay, this has nothing to do with me. I'm just going to
You're going
adjust
to
my
the...
furs.
You should come join me in looking out the window instead. This is just really entertaining to watch from a distance.
Who's
You
your
see-
money on, merchant?
You do see more and more people starting to come out of their homes as the light is slowly starting to creep up.
Well,
Be dawn for another 20 minutes or so.
Oh, I'm out.
Yeah. Well, my large man. As much as I would like to continue this conversation, it is getting to be time for me to depart. Now, I'm going to get to this as quickly as possible. And I turn to, I'm sorry if I've forgotten your character's name.
Quasi.
Quasi. I turn to you and I say, now, if I were to give you money instead of that goblet, how much would it be for me to exchange these things and buy that from you?
Well, as I always say, I do not determine the price for my customers. My customers will tell me the price they feel is fair, and then from there, I will tell you if I agree or not.
Interesting. And I look at Dominic and I go, Dominic, how much do you think that's worth? Not for any, sentimental value, but for actual money purposes.
He whispers over to you, 50 crowns, sir.
Here, how about this? And I reach into, I reach back to one of my monks that's standing behind us, and a purse is put into my hand, and I hand it over.
Which monk carries the money?
The ugly one. Makes him look more appealing.
If you'd be so kind. And I drop the purse towards him.
Okay, well, let me count it.
By all means, do so.
And so about how much is in there?
50 crown.
Yeah.
All right. And then relative, Rick, is this how is this like a good deal for like is this...
Yeah, you could probably squeeze another 10 out of them, but it's also getting pretty late, and
and they're about to get active. Okay.
On
Also,
that note,
we're vampires, so we're about to get dead.
Yeah. I will pick another, like if he has a zebra skin or something of an animal that I've never seen before, I'm just gonna pick it up, go just kind of look at him like, cool. And
yes, go ahead. You could take it. Yes,
toss them over
works.
my shoulder and walk away.
You can have the goblet, but I reach in and take the ring out.
The ring is nothing to me, correct?
Oh yeah.
I mean, Rick, the ring, yeah, that's fine. Well, that seems about fair to me.
Okay, business is done. I have to close up my shop as well.
It seems so. And I just, as I turn and I walk and I go, it was a pleasure meeting you. And I just pat the very large man on the chest and I walk away.
I just turn and like walk.
So there is only the one inn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we're walking in
So
the same direction.
I turn. Oh, dear Lord.
Although Thaddeus likely would have had some other housing, being a regular, he probably worked a deal out with another local so that he'd have a little more privacy, I'd imagine.
Basement.
Basement?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And the sun slowly comes up. You each have your retainers.
Mm-hmm.
Look out for you for the day. They take ships if they get some rest as well.
Yes.
And as you each,
my retainers.
all of your ghost friends,
I'm so alone.
because they're all dead. I'm just kidding. If you all give me a rouse check as you are waking the very next morning.
Yes.
So Dixie, you'll be rolling 1 die, and if you get 6 or higher, it's a success, as Ify as well. That just means when you do a rouse check, you do not get hungrier. Yep. So if you do a rouse check for one of your powers, the power succeeds nevertheless. It just determines if you've increased your hunger as a vampire or not as you use your vampire powers.
Okay.
I rolled a 10.
So you are feeling extra lean. You do not feel hungrier at all.
I'm great.
And I rolled a 9.
So also, yeah, anything above a 6, you do not get hungrier. What about
I passed my hunger check.
Fantastic and Thaddeus?
Passed. Yes.
Yeah, well,
The
everyone's-
beast is not uncoiled in my chest.
Now, what about the most bestial fellow here of all, Mr.
I'm fine.
Oh my gosh, everyone passed a rouse check. This has got to be some kind of record.
Way to go, everybody.
Go team.
We are the least
Game
hungry
over.
vampires.
That just means things are going to fuck up later.
Yeah,
Yep.
right? I just wasted my 10 on that. Like.
As you wake, you hear shouting, people marching, the footfall of horses, galloping on the main street. Really, that only street with the cobblestone. As you exit the room or the bedroom you're in, the shuttered windows, you see the flickering of fire on the outside.
Oh, shit.
Screams now and then, the smell of stark smoke disrupting the normal peace of the night, along with a very familiar smell that you would probably have picked up even sooner had you been a little hungrier, but the smell of blood on the soil. It sounds like the outpost is being attacked as you wake up together, except for Thaddeus, all in the same room.
I would like to, if possible, do a little recon and use shadow perspective.
Absolutely. Your retainers, let's see, Thaddeus and trying to see, Thaddeus and Alex, or sorry, not Thaddeus, Bjarni, because you're alone, Thaddeus, I'm sorry. Bjarni and Father Gilbert, who actually have people who can fight along with them. You see only one of your retainers around you, trying to kind of keep guard. The rest are absent, as if they left to try to take care of what was outside, maybe protect the building, putting out a fire, you can only assume. Tomas is still in the room with you, Violet, as well as, and Father Gilbert, you have
Dominic.
Yes, Dominic is still there,
Right.
as well as the other 2 smaller monks. They have not left, one of them. So you're using shadow perspective.
Shadow perspective, so I need to make a
look at
rouse
that.
check,
Yes.
which I fail, so I get hungrier. And so project my senses into any shadow within line of sight. So if I can, do I know if it's nighttime or not? Well, if I woken up, that means it's nighttime, I assume.
Well, you could have woken up due to being disturbed by a retainer, but you can see that it is dark out.
So I'll
Yeah.
take a look. Is there a window in this room?
Yes, there's one that is
Great.
wooded, curtained heavily.
I'm gonna take a look out the window and find a patch of shadow outside, and then use my senses to look as though I am somewhere on the main road, as though I am standing in that shadow.
Perfect. You do that very easily, especially with the shadows cast by the fire. A couple flaming arrows are sticking into the ground. One of them has hit the roof of a building. A couple of peasants are trying to quickly, they don't have a lot of access to water, but they are very quickly trying to take down that section of the roof so it doesn't spread. But you see men on the walls, some of the guards that were stationed there that you've seen when you walked in, firing arrows. Some a little bit further away and some of them directly down, as if someone is directly at the wall of this place. And it's not from any one direction. You see guards doing this all around the perimeter. And as you kind of turn your gaze, you see that that gate that you all came in is closed, and people are, men, women, children, trying to find anything they can to barricade it further because something is slamming into it.
Cool. Yeah.
I'll snap my senses back into myself.
Mm-hmm.
I will, upon rising, just kind of grunt at that Floki, the man who's left, waiting for an explanation, and then move over to the window to look out at when I hear the sound or smell everything from outside.
Heightened senses for hearing, please.
Dominic, where'd everyone else go?
They are mostly outside trying to do what they can, especially to get rid of the damage to this place.
Fair. Seems like there's a bit of a ruckus happening outside, and something is trying to get into the gate of this fort. It seems like they're building a barricade, but don't know how long that will last. But there's a lot of fire outside.
There is.
All right, well, what do you suggest we do, as you being someone who's familiar with combat?
Well, I suggest going, checking on the wall where the other men are, or trying to ascertain how many they are in number, and see if we can wait out the night, or perhaps defeat them and drive them back.
I turn and I just say, or leave through the quickest means possible and let this town deal with the problem. I just I say it like I'm like, why are you stupid?
Well, that's also an option, I suppose. I mean, did we have any other business here, Dominic?
Just going to Genoa, sir.
Right, exactly. So there's no reason for us to stay. We could leave, in fact.
The only way in and out is the big gate, though, right, Rick? Because
Yes.
we're like in like a fort area. Pardon me.
Yeah. I mean, that or jumping off the wall.
Yeah, that might be carriage.
Although, Thaddeus, you having spent time here would know that there is a stream that kind of goes through only like a fourth of the property, where people get a lot of their fresh water from.
Mm-hmm.
However, it goes under a wall, and it looks like it is got very crude iron, 3 bars in a row, blocking anything that may come through.
Okay.
You don't know if a person could fit through there, perhaps, or if that could be altered in any way, but that is really the only other way that the walls are penetrated in any area on this floor. That's just something you would instinctually know.
Okay. I mean, Thaddeus comes up from the basement, having pretty much heard everything that's going on. So, who started the party?
No one of my people. I'm sure of that.
Everybody just waking up now.
Yes.
Cool. Sense the unseen?
All right. Your preternatural senses lighten up. You don't see anyone trying to hide in the room? No one invisible? Are you looking for anything in particular?
Yeah. Vampires.
Bjarni is blatantly like a predator. Like, even if he wasn't a vampire, he looks like he's someone who kills people. Like, and he looks like a vampire. He makes no qualms about hiding it. Like, if he smiles at you, he has fangs.
Pretty sure you have obvious predator as well.
Yes, I do. Yep. I look like I kill things.
And to bounce off of that, I am looking for my nearest escape route, seeing how I can get me and my wares out of here as soon as possible. So I'm like scoping it out, but like being real chill about it, like not trying to, make it look like I'm trying to ditch everyone, but I am.
Your wares are going to have a hard time getting out of here, my guy.
Oh no, not my wares. Ugh.
All of us who are slightly materialistic are like, this sucks.
My wares.
Like
The Viking is like, I'm going to climb the wall and jump. What's the problem here?
Whereas I've got like a peasant's, 12 years worth of wages and dresses and like one trunk in my thing.
Oh, okay. What
Now,
to do?
Rick, out of game. Dominic, have I ghouled him?
No.
No, I haven't.
Not yet.
So I'm not going to go ahead and start talking about anything.
He knows.
He knows.
He knows, but he has not been ghouled.
Yeah, I think all our retainers know what we are.
Great, wonderful. I just wanted to make sure before I started saying anything.
What?
Just ruin the game outright.
Well, especially to a crusader. I mean, that would
Yeah,
be
exactly. Well, everyone, it's plainly clear what we all are.
Yeah, this is really fucking unlikely.
It is really fucking unlikely. Pardon my whatever.
I mean, you can forgive yourself. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, perks of the office. So, how do we all want to do this?
Who wants to get the fuck out of here?
Oh, that is me.
I also have no bearing on whether this place survives or not.
Yes, I need to. I have wares.
That's
you
good.
Did not
That's
see.
all right. So I have a way out of here. So how about everybody owes old Thaddeus a boon, and we get the fuck out?
Interesting.
How there's a lot of us and also a lot of things. That one had a whole setup.
Oh yeah, he's two horses. They all carrying different furs, spices, what have yous.
I said to you, want to get out, not all your stuff.
Oh,
I'm still interested.
In the background, you hear that gate getting slammed.
Dominic, would you be so kind as to round everybody up?
Yes, sir. Immediately.
Thank you.
I look at Floki and I say, "Where's Bjorn?"
Bjorn went outside and he's trying to fight whatever this enemy is. He hasn't come back and made any kind of report yet. Where he is.
Go find out. Come back.
Yes, right away. And he leaves.
None of us are getting any younger. I mean, none of us are getting
any older.
either, but...
Yeah, none of us are aging at all.
yes.
Dominic comes back in.
Okay, wonderful.
That other monk that you had with you is dead.
Oh. Well, all right.
Killed by arrow fire, so.
Well, I suppose that happens when...
And this one's traveling friend as well.
I am sorry. Well, I guess it's just us then. That makes things simpler.
And Tomas.
Oh, yes, I guess, and Tomas.
All right. I'll just take a little trinket from each of you just to make sure that you understand you owe me.
What's your plan?
I'll just take a trinket from each of you just so that you understand that you owe me.
I have so many trinkets. I have all the trinkets you can imagine. If you are able to get these two horses with my wares out.
No,
This is
that's not happening. No, I've got enough room. No.
These are trained
All right.
horses. They can get into holes.
That's fantastic.
you.
I'm sure that one's name is Bob. That one's name is also
It's
Bigger Bob.
Ndidi and Ify. That is the name of the two horses.
Ndidi and Ify. All right. Well, yes, Ndidi, you ain't taking your horses. I can get us out. That's it. So you all hand me a thing. We get out of here.
All right. I hand him that goblet. And as I hand it to him, my eyes go solid black. And I just say, this is a placeholder until we get out of here.
Well, that's really fucking terrifying. It and then immediately turns to anybody else.
Just so we're clear.
Pulls a like metal bracelet off and hands it to you.
All right.
I go to my horse Ndidi and reach inside, and I have this light sack. Open it up, and it's saffron, and it's like this. I plucked it myself. Very, very expensive.
That's very nice.
You have no idea if that's expensive or not.
That's great. It's a fucking red weed. I believe you.
I let
How
go.
about you, madame?
She goes over to her trunk and puts on about 4 of the most expensive pieces of that clothing that she owns. So she's like twice the bulk now. And she was very tiny to begin with. And then she looks at all of her jewelry and she pulls off the smallest ring, but it has a perfect pearl on it and places it in your hand.
I like it. I shove everything in one of my hunting sacks. Let's ride.
Well, if I was told we could just give you a plant, I would have done that.
I said a token. You get it back when I call in the boon.
Ah, I see. All right. Well, I still would have given you a plant. Let's go.
That's fair. I would have given me a plant too. I mean, look at me. And then out the door and to those 3 bars.
I try and take as much as I can fit on me that's reasonable from my 2 horses, and I look them both in their eyes.
As we're walking, it's just like, that's not going to work. Yeah. It's not going to do it. Just muttering under.
Yeah. I will come back for you. I will come back for you too. Run. I will find you.
Where's it gonna go?
You already just I just grab Floki. I just grab Floki and I follow Thaddeus. Like,
all right. I mean, you big boy can probably just toss that fucker right over the side. So we just go to the end of that stream.
As you're walking down that way, there's a decent amount of fire that has been spreading. Could you give me a frenzy check roll?
All of us or just him?
All of you. You're all vampires. Kind of surrounded by fire.
To be clear.
And what are we rolling for a frenzy check, sir?
It is difficulty 2, and please roll your willpower.
Plus.
Let's see. Resolve.
2.
So what's the roll?
Just roll your willpower and resolve.
Oh, and resolve. Got it. That makes it better.
Also
3.
Okay.
5 successes.
Oh man.
All right, so I'm asking a noob question. So if I'm rolling my willpower, what am I rolling? I have 4 willpower.
So 4 dice.
4 dice.
That's what I thought.
Plus your resolve level. So you have. So 6 dice for you, Ify.
All right. Thank you.
3 successes.
Excellent.
Sorry, yelling at cats.
I missed it. Did Ify pass as well? Or is he rolling right now?
We don't know yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna say. Oh, I don't know how to count.
Anything above a 6 is a success.
6 and above, or above a 6?
6 and above.
Okay, so 2 successes.
You passed. So the fire is raging around you. Your beast inside is trying to claw its way out to gain control of you, as fire, one of the things that can destroy you, is literally everywhere. But you keep it down. You collect yourself. You push that beast as far down as possible, and its whisper in the back of your head has dissipated. You're now fully back in control again, back on your survival plan, instead of literally tearing through anyone in front of you and vaulting over the wall, breaking the masquerade, or whatever would have happened. You don't know. The beast only looks out for itself. It doesn't look out for you. So as this happens, you end up following Mr. Thaddeus to this...
Mr. Friss, please.
Mr. Friss, Thaddeus Friss, to his grand plan of escape.
Yes, grand. Lead the biggest person in the party to tear those bars out of the floor so we can all shimmy on through. Yes, the grand plan.
The grand plan.
So, how big is this hole?
As big as you make it there, son.
Well, you would fit.
Okay.
Dominic might have a hard time with his armor. You probably have to take it off and then, I don't know, at least put the breastplate off and then slide it through and then shimmy through. But there are 3 bars there in the way. You'd have to either break them by strength, and there is fighting all around you, I might add. They haven't quite broken through the gates yet.
Mm-hmm.
The occasional arrow does fly by. You don't see anyone on the opposite side of the street just yet. But
there's people from the fort fighting on this side of the wall where we are.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Above you on like a platform right outside the wall, shooting arrows down.
How dark is it?
It's fairly illuminated because of all the fire.
On the other side of the wall.
Fairly dark. I mean, you can still see the glow of everything that's happening inside the town to about 25 feet out.
I close my eyes for a second, and when I reopen them, they are glowing very faintly red. I'm going to activate Eyes of the Beast.
Excellent.
Right. Well, I hate that.
And I'm going to look.
Red over here. We got black over here. Great.
Look, I'm sorry. We need to get through these bars, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Did anybody call who was going to do it?
I just look at you.
I assume that's you, big one.
I look back. Then I look back out through the bars. I'm trying to see if there's anything on the other side.
As you get closer to the bars and you two take a look at the other side, there are 3 very vicious, very hungry dogs that came with the enemy army that are just waiting for anything to get past the wall, go under the wall, anything.
Yeah.
Looking for a meal.
Okay. I'm going to shoot them dogs.
Did you say I'm going to shoot them dogs?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
we got to get out of here. Bars and dogs in the way.
A ladder from the outside of the wall ends up connecting on an area that one of the guards who was shooting down has fallen. And now you slowly start to see the ladder kind of shaking as if someone is climbing up and about to get on top of the wall to enter the base.
Just a point of order for no reason whatsoever.
Sure.
Which side of the wall did the corpse fall on? For no reason.
Oh, for no reason. It definitely fell inside the wall, down to the lower level.
Good.
Are you shooting the dogs?
I'm going to shoot them dogs. Everybody good with me shooting them dogs?
I can't do it.
Good. All right. Don't be pushy. Jeez. Yep. I'm gonna try to take out the dogs while hopefully somebody please take the bars out.
All right. Look, if no one else
Dexterity and archery, please.
If no one else is going, are you going to do it? Great.
After he shoots, I'm going to grab the bars and I'm just going to try to rip them out of the wall. Brute force.
All right, give me a roll, please, Mr. Ian. Give me strength.
Do his roll first.
Oh, okay.
I'm pointing where he is on my screen.
Sure.
Woo! One success.
One success, you miss that dog.
And for me, strength and what?
Oh, geez. Let's try athletics for this one. That cat is beautiful.
That is a 5 on a critical.
Is it a messy crit or just a...
No, normal crit.
Okay. Yes.
Oh, for the
Kissing.
dogs, does your boy doing just a noob here? Does things like dread gaze work on animals?
Oh, absolutely. Dread gaze works on...
would I be able to
anything.
do it on would I be able to do it on the dogs?
Absolutely.
All right.
Gonna make eye contact them. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna dread gaze so we don't have to shoot these dogs.
All right, give me a round. So you're gonna use... Okay, go ahead, Chicken.
Sorry, excuse me. So I'm like taking a beat on one, I miss one, I like get another one, and then just like your character just like crouches down with me. It's like, hi.
Hold on. Doggies. And I try and get their attention before I make a spooky face.
You get their attention because you are a tasty snack.
What the fuck are you doing?
So you're going to rouse the blood. Give me a rouse check, please.
Okay.
This costs some of that precious blood.
Oh, I pass. I pass.
So you do not get hungrier.
Nice.
You end up locking days with those dogs. It's not contested, so there's not really a roll because they are animals. But the hair just sticks up on their back. They go from being starving, ravenous, practically foaming at the mouth for a meal, and the look of sheer terror in their eyes as they see something even more terrifying than themselves or fire or war, and they run as fast as you've ever seen an animal run, straight into the forest, and they are
There we are.
gone.
You couldn't have done that before I wasted an arrow.
They're right there. You go pick.
I did not know you were going to miss, and I was like, "Oh, we might need those arrows for actual people." So
I did not know you were going to miss.
It's probably right out there. Let's just get through the fucking bars.
Point of order, real quick. For our two new players, a critical success is when you roll a pair of 10s. If you roll a pair of 10s, it counts as 4 success. And if that's on a hunger die, if one of those is a hunger die, that matters, and you have to tell Rick.
Okay.
But to make sure, because I was like, wait a moment, they might not know what that means. So yeah, I had 5 with a crit on ripping the bars out of the wall.
Wow. So you succeed. You end up getting all 3 in a row. You were able to, the stone that was underneath, through the water passing over, they didn't bring it down deep enough. It's not like they intended that to be a point of escape or a point of entry. It was more for keeping wild animals out, not as a a back door of any kind. You rip it right out of the ground.
Oh, look at that. Sturdy craftsmanship.
How tall is the wall?
What's that?
How tall is the wall?
The wall is about 12 to 15 feet high.
I'm going to hurl all 3 over the wall like projectile missiles.
All right. Give me a dex and just actually strength and athletics.
Yeah.
Has anyone come over that ladder yet?
There are actually
That's what I'm aiming for.
2 people standing who have just gotten off the ladder, looking down at all of you.
Then I'm aiming directly at them, and I got 5 success, not a critical.
As they're looking down, readying their weapons to get down there and just tear into the first people they see, an iron bar with a stone on the end of it, something that could probably be used as a sledgehammer, is thrown by this massive Viking Jarl directly at these two people, hitting one of them directly in the chest as probably what's going to be the last breath he ever takes. Collapses his rib cage and falls to the ground. The other one nails him at the top of the shoulder. And
Wow.
he is down, not out, but not doing great.
All right. Stay on your good side.
Ooh, okay.
Fuck.
Okay.
Well, shall we? I'm
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's
So
shout.
Dominic goes through first, kind of motions to the rest of you that he doesn't say anyone. And then he, instead of looking still towards you, has got his weapons and his shield once again pointed in front of him in case anyone did come up and over.
wonderful. Thank you, Dominic.
Bjarni, your guy Loki also goes through immediately and kicks the ladder out from where that was, almost to your left, where the two gentlemen just came up and over. The rest of you going through?
Yeah.
I'm going to arrange myself so I'm right in the middle. So I've got like the most buffer
You're getting dirty.
on both sides of people.
Yeah, you're not a fan of this.
Nope.
I'm assuming, no.
Mm-mm.
We'll go last and cover escape.
Oh,
All
okay.
right.
I was going to offer to. I will go second to last then.
But I do have Tomas holding out the train of my coat at least. So I'm just.
That's good.
I can go last.
You all ended up making it outside. You don't see anyone immediately. It sounds like most of the fighting is concentrated on the gate on the other side of the outpost. As you are all finally out, there's actually one of the guards kind of runs behind you guys and also shimmies his way through, looking at all of you like, well, what are you doing? Run! We gotta send a message to Genoa that this is happening.
I turn around
Oh, it's not your day.
and I take a look at him and I say, I activate Daunt.
And you become supernaturally terrifying, sir.
I go, you probably don't want to follow us. I think it would be on your best interest if you turned around
Yes,
and went
right.
back inside.
Then he takes off running. Not even a contest. He's not about to argue with an intimidating priest who's yelling at him terrifyingly.
Well, that's that then, sure, isn't it? Well, my leather-clad man, lead the way.
Right. 1 second, just so we're not followed. One of the corpses that he just hammer faced in the face landed on this side of the wall, yes?
One of them did, yes.
Cool. I'm going to use Ashes to Ashes.
Beautiful. Perfect time.
Excellent. I'm going to use Ashes to Ashes. I am going to raise that corpse and set it as a guard so that they're much more concerned about that
Yes.
thing than us.
Hmm.
Wonderful.
Ashes to Ashes actually disintegrates the corpse. I think you're talking
I thought it
about
was. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
You're talking about the Oblivion ceremony.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Yes,
Right.
that is the thing I wanted to
Yeah,
do.
no problem.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I want to make a zombie friend,
Zombie friend, indeed. All right.
and I pass.
You passed. Did you roll the what was it, Occult and Oblivion? Or sorry,
Occult Oblivion.
I think it might
Nope.
be Resolve Oblivion.
I think it's Resolve.
Yeah, it's Resolve Oblivion.
Resolve Oblivion. Give me 1 second. 1, 2, 1. 2, 1, 2, 3.
See, Thaddeus has friends. They're just unusual.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4.
4 successes. The corpse of the man whose chest is now practically conclave after the hit he took begins to stir and twitch.
Don't look at this if you have a delicate constitution. And
I think you're the one with the delicate constitution out of all of us.
And it begins to stand, and the upper half of its body is practically slumped over as if the actual bone structure that once held the top part of him up is just gone. Yet it persists.
all right, you stay here. Keep anybody from going in and out of that hole. Let's go.
And it turns, faces the hole, and kind of grabs the top of the stone and positions his body as if he is now the new bars. And he waits. And you see it at least one other villager tried to make a break for it, and they see this bleeding dead thing in their way, and they back off very quickly.
All right. Let's go. And off into the forest to at least towards the closest village.
Right. So you guys are going towards the nearest village, or are you going to Genoa? Genoa is to the south. It's the major city that some of you were visiting.
That's where I was headed.
Thaddeus,
people were headed there.
Yeah, Thaddeus, you knowing the area, there is one other village not too far from here. I'm not sure if... give me a roll real quick.
Sure.
Just for any kind of giggles. Give me an intelligence and insight.
Oh, great. So intelligence then.
Yes.
Good. A 1.
A 1. Yep, they were attacking you all right.
Yep. We were being attacked. Cool. All right. So, once we get kind of a safe distance away and kind of like, clearing with some fallen trees and somewhere we can like sit down for a little bit. So, where's everybody want to go?
Well, I was headed to Genoa, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get there in time now with, travel restrictions. My carriage being gone.
As was I.
That is very weird because that is where I was going as well. Well, not weird because I am a merchant, so you should. It's the weird, the less weird.
No, it's fucking weird that we all arrived on the same night and we're all going to the same fucking place. That's fucking weird.
Yes, it is.
All right, how about
you? What about you, big fellow? Where are you headed?
Mr. Storyteller, I am hunting someone.
You are.
Do I know where they are?
The last known place you knew was that they were heading from Marseille back to Rome. And this is
on the way.
The closest intern place that they would have stopped.
Then I will chuckle. I'm also going to that city.
Oh, are you? Wow.
I think at this point it'd be weird if you weren't.
Yeah, I'd be fucked up. Well, it's that way. Let's fucking go. I was just going to stay fucking here. But no, let's just lead a pack of fucking monsters through the forest. Just muttering to himself
you're a monster as well.
Yeah.
Never mind. Just go. Fine. Whatever.
It's this way. Yeah. And just muttering to himself while leading everybody through the forest. Keeping an eye out for caves. Anything that might be safe shelter.
Same.
As we go, because I don't think we can make it in a night with no horses or anything like that.
I might be able to.
You might be able to.
Nice. Oh, well, celerity probably. Be like, oh, it's that way? I'm out.
See you in a couple days, suckers.
You would be able to
birds running backwards.
Yeah, you would be able to make it there, even on foot, especially heading out now as this attack happened pretty much right at dusk.
Yeah, but I don't want to be alone now that I found out we're all going to the same place, so my character's going to stick with it for right now unless I need to save my own skin.
Very well. So you're all heading in the same direction towards...
And I'm following them. I have no reason not to.
Okay. Let's see. Give me a wits and survival, Thaddeus. See if you know where you're going.
I'm so glad that everybody's survival is on my fucking rolls. Wits survival?
You're leading the party, my friend. Yes.
Can I also make a wits and survival roll?
Absolutely. You know the forest. You know what is civilization and what is not.
Oh, thank God. 4. This blood dice is really goddamn red.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
4 successes. You know the clear way there. You've contemplated going there, probably, since you've even arrived at this small backwater outpost. Yorni, you got 2?
Yes.
Successes? Okay. You know your north, south, east, and west from where you are. You know your orientation of where you are, even though you don't have a map. You're used to reading the stars. You're used to navigation of all different kinds. Thaddeus, however, does know more than likely the most direct path.
Okay.
So you guys are heading out there. Let's say we pass a little bit of time. You eventually all arrive to the gates of Genoa. It's maybe, I'd say at this point, about 2:30 a.m.
Well, that wasn't too bad. That felt like it went by like nothing.
Well, when you had such fine company.
I just look down at my mud spattered traveling clothes, and I'm just like, tell that to my tailor.
I'm sure you'll survive.
Survive doesn't mean I'm going to like it.
If you wanted a new dress, just know I had some.
That's very helpful.
Yeah, well, I apologize.
The gates end up flying open as you kind of get even to the distance where you first start seeing them, and a number of soldiers on horseback head in the direction you just came, likely seeing the fire from where they were, or a scout, maybe a bird messenger. You're not sure, but they know. They're on their way there. The city has maybe a few less guards than it would have originally, but you do see them kind of go by you. So the gates are open at the time being. Maybe they were before that. You don't know. But you arrive, and there's two gentlemen at the front of the gate. Regular soldiers, and then one other gentleman who looks like someone that would have been there from the Lord or Lady to greet guests, figure out why they are there. Whether they are dignitaries or people who's looking for any kind of trade. Basically the front man, trying to make sure that no one enters the city that would be doing them any harm.
I don't exactly have a way with words. So.
Yeah, I step forward.
Yeah, just.
Working on it. I was trying to look at my discipline, sorry. I don't think I need them for this.
Be back in one moment, everybody.
Okay.
So yeah. So I just step forward and I say, pardon my appearance and that of my companions. We were stranded on the way here. I am Violette Margot de la Courcelle. I believe I'm expected.
He doesn't even check a list. He recognizes the name and perks up when you first say it. Violet, yes, we were expecting you. Although we weren't expecting you this early. You're obviously welcome into our city. Who are these people with you?
Didn't even get half their names. These are my retainers.
Even this one.
All of them.
Points at Thaddeus.
Mm-hmm. He's incredibly useful in the forest. We would not have survived on the way here without him. My carriage through a wheel, it was terrible.
And we have just received word that the outpost in the direction you were coming from has just been under attack. And here we see all of your retainers who look like they could have done a little bit of fighting to perhaps defend this place here instead of helping our very own people fight for their lives. What do you say to this? Why are you here, not there, per se? I know you, madame, would escape the danger, but surely these large fellows?
Okay, we're doing entrancement. Fuck this guy.
All right, so you're going to rouse the blood. Give me a rouse check, please.
That's where I roll the one.
Yep, just the one hunger die. See if you get hungry or not.
I did get hungry. I'm a little hungry.
Oh, you're at hunger 2 now, I think.
No, hunger 1.
Hunger. Well, you start at 1.
Well, you didn't. It wasn't on my sheet.
Sorry. You only go down to hunger 1 unless you drain a mortal completely dry.
Okay.
Or a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jarabler is nice. All right, so you use entrancement on this poor fellow. He's not a kindred, so there's no opposing roll. It pretty much just automatically works. He is now thinking you are like Beyonce. You are a
Right.
superstar.
So I just look at him and I
Okay,
say,
just
you,
Beyonce.
That is what you are.
I presume, sir, that you are not questioning me and the need to get me out of a dangerous situation versus that of your town folks.
No, no. You know, I may have, but surely I don't know what came over me. No, you are absolutely welcome in here, ma'am. And I'm sorry I questioned your traveling party at all. Is there anything else I can do for you while you're here?
It is very late, and I'm very tired and very dirty. And also, if I can take a bath, I might actually make it to the end of the ball going on right now. So will you please take us to our lodgings?
Oh, immediately.
Thank
with
you.
haste. And
We are staying with, and if there's like a noble there that I'm staying with, it's probably another vampire. So,
okay.
I like give him that name.
So you enter the city all together.
Yeah, I have friends now.
With Alexander in tow, as we'll update him when he gets back.
I'm here.
He's there.
Whoa, I didn't see him step back. I only see like so many cameras at a time. All right, so she just totally BS'd that poor man, entrancing him, getting away with things as her clan often does, and very good at that. So as you're going through the city, you know that there is a diplomat there that you were coming to meet, another clan's member of yours, Dixie, who was arranging for you to meet this lord and lady. And he, the front man at the gate, Gawain, ends up bringing you to him immediately with your guests. And it is a fairly large manor. This is not the same structure or any kind of design that the last place had. This is what would be modern architecture for this time. And the building that he brings you to is fairly luxurious. Obviously, it's no Taj Mahal, not that it was built back then, but for your tastes, it'll do. And he meets you at the front door with Tomas and your friends in tow. And as you enter, the Toreador is there, whose name is Joachim.
Is George, did you say?
I can never pronounce it right.
George?
Joachim? I'm just going to pick another name because it's awful.
What?
Alistair.
Great.
I cannot say
You
that.
wrote this.
Yeah,
Are you
I
trying
know.
to say Joaquim?
Yes. Well, no, not like what.
Alistair.
It's
Like
a
you said.
Alistair.
Yeah.
Alistair.
It's a different pronunciation. His name is Alistair.
Yep.
All right.
I don't know. I'm sure.
My name is Joe. It's pronounced Alistair.
You'll never forget him again. Yes.
Now a good time. Take a 5-minute break.
Certainly.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Everyone, we will be back in 5 minutes.
And my cat will be right here squeaking.
Oh,
Sweet.
Oh, is that who the squeaks
Yes,
was?
she's 2 years old. She's not a kitten. She just sounds
Oh.
like that.
What happened?
How you doing?
I am sorry. I'm going to apologize to her fans, but the cat has been shut out of the room because she was climbing my green screen and it was getting very precarious while I was trying to talk to people.
Mine tried to fight through my green screen, which is amazing, especially in the middle of streaming.
My people who watch my stream are very familiar with my cat ruining things, so they are outside.
She's just so little that she was like getting on the desk and she was like getting in the blinds and she was trying to climb it was bad. It was all very bad.
Yeah,
and I was like,
I have a 7-month-old and a 10-month-old, so they are curious.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
Yep.
that's peak curiosity.
And peak feistiness is what it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Feistiosity.
whereas mine's 2, but she's recently adopted, so she's still learning. Like this is her house, and she can do whatever she wants, and we love her, and she's great. And she does something outside the apartment at night, like freaks her out, and she just like runs from window to window, being like meow meow meow.
What's everybody's cat's names?
Mine's Wednesday,
Nice.
Oh. Yes.
Miss Wednesday.
Liliana and Cassandra.
Oh,
good.
fuck yeah, you nerd. Hell yes.
That's fantastic.
Oh, you
I was gonna name my.
fucking glorious.
I actually wanted to name mine Liliana, but my friend Rose, who lives like 10 minutes away, named her cat Liliana, and I didn't want to be a copycat.
They are the left and right hand of the divine.
Oh, you motherfucker.
Ian, what are your cat's names? I know them, but everyone
Yeah, I
else doesn't.
know. My orange stubby-tailed one is Kits, which is short for kitten because we weren't going to keep him and we didn't want to name him. And then he started responding to it because we kept him. And the other one is Shiva because she is a goddess of destruction and has chewed through almost every electrical cable in my house.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Wednesday doesn't like unplug my internet in protest.
Yeah.
But she was also getting dangerously close to my power strip while she was down here running around. And I was like, please do not turn off my computer. Please, please don't turn off my computer.
You
All
have any
right,
pets,
we're all
Ify?
back though.
Very good.
All right.
All right.
Never mind that.
So you've just arrived at a luxurious home, a Toreador that Violet was coming to see, to try and get some answers as to what is going on, what her mission was, and basically any other questions you might have for this area, maybe the people you're searching for, all the reasons you are here. So as you walk in, there is a man, maybe 5'6", with a long, almost like a red robe, same kind of like crushed red velvet that you would normally find in your home country, Violet, with a bit of a gold trim and necklace as well. And he greets you. Violet, I've heard a lot about you. I didn't expect this many kindred guests, but I heard and I know what was happening at the outpost you were staying at.
Do you know who was attacking? We exited with haste.
My sight allows me to see further than most. I know that it is a neighboring village, primarily consisting of peasants and a small militia that they had. I heard not too long ago that some kind of attack had happened there. They came back to their homes and found many of their countrymen dead for some reason. Something has been attacking many of the other outlying domains, you could call them. We're not quite sure what. The only thing that I can think of, the only lead that seems to be of any pertinent value, is that not too long ago there was a kindred guest who came here to speak with Lord Edwin and Isabella, and he was demanding to have like a grand mausoleum built, the one that they have outside the city. It fares well, but it's really just like a burial pit. He was insistent on developing sciences and studies of anatomy. And in this, I don't mean to say this in front of your friend here from the cloth, but superstitious and religious mindset folks, they often see that as being like a dark arts connotation. It's just science, and I know that. But many of the people here, the common folk, don't. They find people messing around with corpses, and even if it's for study in medicine and advancement, to be frightening to them because they do not understand.
Well, can you blame them? I mean, religion is so much easier to believe in.
The peasantry have always been frightened of that which they do not understand.
To each your own, my guest. And what is your name? I have not yet made your acquaintance.
Father Gilbert, it's a pleasure to meet you.
And I you. In fact, all of you, welcome to my home. Any guest of Violet's is a guest of mine. And
we all just met unexpectedly this evening, so it's been a rather interesting night already.
Well, this is a smaller hold. It's not as big as Marseille, and it's not as big as Monaco and the places nearby. There is no prince here. Not yet, anyway. Violet, this is one of the reasons we wanted you to be in here, to establish someone of our clan in this region, the Courts of Love, the Toreador control, to establish someone either behind the scenes or, to have a greater control of Isabella and Edwin. I myself am going to be moving fairly soon to Vienna. So whether it's you who are elected or someone else of our clan, that was just the plan.
Well, you're getting a promotion, aren't you?
I certainly actually wasn't planning on staying here forever. I'd like to go back to Paris, but I
That is
agreed
what
to come
I-
long enough to establish.
And we thank you for that, either way. As I was saying, that unusual kindred, I don't know who he was or what clan he was from, was insistent on building some grand mausoleum for who knows what purpose.
Do you know if he's still in town?
He is not. He left quite mad. He did not have the powers of the blood you and I do to control people, couldn't get his point across, and left, as I said before, furiously, practically storming his way out, vowing vengeance, this and that. One thing I did see is that he's been talking to, or he was talking to, several people here. I'm not sure if they're his ghouls or people he has in his employ, but there's a small clinic in this city that it's not a typical medical clinic. It is something like a new religious movement. It has... Yes, I figured you might come in handy with this, and I'm glad to meet your acquaintance, Father Gilbert. You might have more insight on this than I do.
That's possible.
It is more than possible.
Where is it located, Alistair?
He hands you a little hand-drawn map of the city. It's not too far from the city gates. It's got a weird sign out front that makes it indistinguishable, and there's a sketch of that sign.
Just hands me it, and I'm like, oh, paper, how luxurious.
Yes. So he goes on to describe, there's a short man, crazy unkempt white hair, balding head, out of character, out of game. Basically looks like a Danny DeVito, Bernie Sanders had a baby and was cloned.
So Doc Brown.
Those are some good visuals. It's a Doc Brown.
Only very short.
Only very short. Back in character. Very serious. It's almost like he's got some weird holistic clinic, but it's also potentially a front for a cult. And I have yet to have time to devote to get in there. Plus, if I were to go there myself, they would immediately suspect that we were onto them. A fresh face might do the situation quite well, if you don't mind checking it out. It's something that Lord Edwin and Isabella were curious about themselves, as it has not gone unnoticed. This is a fairly Christian domain. Father Gilbert, I'm sure that's why you're here. In fact, there was a bishop in the city not long ago.
What was that? Lovely.
Yes. He might even still be here. It remains to be determined.
Out of character question. Are Lord Edwin and Isabella humans that I just knew?
They are.
Okay.
Yep.
And they're like in charge of Genoa?
Yeah, and so far, other kindred have not made a move on them as far as you know. There might be someone in their court pulling their strings, but this was such a minor hold that kind of grew exponentially in population quicker than they expected to be an actual viable feeding ground.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, in Dark Ages, it's interesting because the Toreador really were a big seat of power. With the arts, it drew populations to places. It wasn't just about making a home for yourself and having a viable herd for blood. It was, how do you get that many people in one place at the same time? You have the arts, you have the muses. People want to be where something beautiful is because life is horrible back then. Anyway, moving forward. So yeah, this gentleman has a very strange setup. If you wouldn't mind looking into it, I would be so kind as to find you a small domain here if you so choose.
Wonderful. So possible cult, possible bishop in town, Isabel and Edwin. We have many things to look into, new friends, if anyone would like to accompany me.
I'd be very interested in meeting this new religious organization.
Well, it seems to me, Kwesi and Bjarni.
Right the first time.
Well, I'm very smart, you know.
You do
It seems
sound
there's some money to be made here, and well, I mean, I would say, if you want our assistance, you could.
I can pay.
Well,
And I can put you up. There's
There
plenty
we
of rooms
go.
in Alistair's house.
By the way, speaking of payment, when are you calling in that favor so that I can get my item back?
Oh, sometime. Definitely sometime.
Right. Got it.
I'm we could negotiate a bit sooner. Just don't. Okay. So, what do you think, Kwesi and Bjarni?
Yeah, this is sounding very good. I like money, and I am in the market for 2 new horses, and it isn't cheap. So, yes, I guess I will take part in this.
Yeah, I'll be sticking around.
Excellent. You said it's like 2:30, Rick?
Yes.
And the sun comes up, what, 6:30?
Yeah, just about.
So we have a few hours. And the
Indeed.
city's not huge, so we could go see somewhere now if we wanted to.
Do we want to take a bath?
Yes, I am going to go rinse the travel from myself and change clothes.
That's a good way to put it.
Alistair, can your people show my people to their lodging?
Without question.
Thank you.
Upstairs, you will find suitable garments for you and potentially for your friends, although their styles are a little different than ours. So I don't know if we'll have anything to fit that.
It's all right.
Nobody wants to see me naked.
Yes, this is fine. I won't need different clothes. I will shower, but
I don't think we have showers.
I will
Servants with
bathe.
buckets.
Yeah.
I will bathe
Through a mesh
myself.
screen.
At best, it's like a bucket hanging over what could be a fire.
I will
Could be a fire.
They let it cool and then they dunk it over you. Yeah.
Okay. So Tomas and I are going to walk upstairs and he's going to show me to my room where I can get ready real quick.
Well, I'm wildly uncomfortable. Anybody else?
Bjarni
Not
turns around
particularly.
and walks back out the door.
All right. Good talk.
Bjarni, are you looking for anything in particular, or are you just waiting for the...
I'm actually going to take a short walk around and just get a lay of the land inside the gates. Get my bearings.
Yeah.
That's all. So I'm staying over in the same general area, so I'll know if they come outside, but I'm just looking around.
Oh,
Pacing the joint, as we say nowadays.
Yes.
Father Gilbert, I assume you're used to such opulence.
Well, it's fine. Acceptable.
How about you, Kwesi? You got something like this where you come from?
Yes, it can be very ornate in the different West African kingdoms, but sometimes it can be lots of ivory towers, as one say, gorgeous, and sometimes it's just a hut. But we've learned that no matter how much money you may make, how many chalices you may sell, you stay humble and such. I like to blend in. It helps me get fair deals, helps me move about and, get other things I need to have done. But so in
I
short,
like
yes.
I like you. You don't mince words.
Okay, and about this time, Violet comes back.
I'm going to sweep down the stairs, just completely unaware of their conversation, and say, "I am sorry, his house is not up to standard, but I really hope you all can just bear with these lodgings for a few days while we get everything straightened out."
Yeah, I'll do that.
Luckily, because he is our type, every room is sunproof. You can lock it from the inside. Nobody will disturb you, etc.
Lovely.
Oh, well,
This
that is
is-
nice.
This is without a doubt probably the best house any of the other characters I've ever been in. And you're just like, this is a dive.
I'm like comparing it to like Versailles or whatever the equivalent is. Like, I don't know when Versailles was built, but like, the like Dark Ages giant castles. I'm like, this is tiny and kind of a shithole, but it'll do. It'll do when actually we're at like a Ritz-Carlton.
Hey, it's on brand. It's very on brand.
All right, so what time would it be now? Like 3:30?
I'd say about 3. It doesn't take you long.
Yeah.
You know exactly what you're going.
I know how to get
You're
dressed.
laser focused on what you need to do.
Also, I have celerity, so I can get dressed real fast.
You're like one of those quick change artists. Yeah.
Right.
Bjarni, outside, you see another kindred, especially with your eyes and your insightful. You know when you see one. It's kind of looking at you as well.
What's he look like? What do they look like?
It is a tall, I'd say maybe 5'12", tall for that time. Sorry, 5'11". He looks a little bit like a sailor. He's got kind of a longer beard. Definitely tanner skin for a kindred of this area. Obviously someone who used to sail quite a bit in life, who was embraced, possibly even on the open sea. There is a port here. It's not completely unusual. Kind of going out for a walk the same as you. Evening.
A nod. I'm just like,
New
I'm
in
just
town?
looking a little suspicious. Just instantly like,
I'm guessing you're new in town.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't get many of your kind here. You just moving in, looking for anything particular or anything I can
Passing through. Just
pass through?
Looking for someone.
Anyone important?
Not to you.
Oof. I hear you.
Only important to me.
Fair enough. Hope you enjoy your stay.
You too.
He kind of keeps an eye.
I actually just stand there and wait for him to leave.
And walks up slowly. And as Alistair said, there are other kindred in this area, but they haven't made a move per se. They're just enjoying what they have while they can. At this point, the rest of you kind of leaving the house as well to kind of join
Yes.
one of the streets to head. All right. Doesn't take you very long. The clinic is maybe like 5 minutes away.
I'm going to look at Father Gilbert and say, I think you should take the lead on this one.
Oh, well, I can absolutely do that. I can find out. What? Yes?
I was going to say, I am definitely here if anyone needs talking to. But I think that quasi-religious movement strangeness, you might be the best to get information about it.
Yeah, that's very possible. Or I'm literally the worst to get information out of it. But we'll see how it goes.
I'm not sure. It could go either way.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy to talk to them.
Hey, Bjarni. Is there a way for you to, I don't know, blend a little bit? Like a cloak? Would you be all right with that?
He looks at the bear skin he's wearing as a cloak.
Yeah, but like with a nice, this. I like scarves.
I can tell that. Why? He's like legitimately is confused. He's like, what's wrong?
I don't. You can't see you, but we can see you, and everybody else can see you. And you're fucking terrifying.
Right. Therefore, he's exactly the sort of person I would hire for protection.
I literally is like, duh.
Hey, yeah. All right. Yeah. What the fuck do I know? Let's
Johnny.
go. Fuck it.
Bjarni, stand behind me and to my left at all times.
Right?
As you arrive to that clinic, one person walks out. They're immortal. Their skin doesn't look right. If you want to give me a wits and a cult roll.
Sure.
All of us?
Anyone who would like to roll for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like rolling for things.
Yeah, I figured everyone does.
I have very few of those skills, though.
Yeah, it's not a giant risk every time in Vampire.
2 successes,
2 successes.
which is cool because my dice pool was 3.
Ooh.
5
Hey, same.
successes.
Alex got 5. Ify, what do you have, sir?
So where I see my wits, I have 2 die. Where do I see the cultural?
So occult is in the 3rd column under
Okay.
skills, and it's
Got it. Okay, I have nothing there, so just 2 die.
Yep.
all right.
1 success.
Okay, that's a person.
Yeah.
For those
I
of
got,
us,
big, I got big old goose egg.
2 successes, goose eggs. You're just like, that was a person.
Yep.
For those who got 2 successes, you're like, you're no medical expert. They look a little sick. Like, you wouldn't feed from them. You have a finer taste than that.
I know what a sick person looks like because I don't go near them.
That's
Can I roll medicine?
You can if you'd like.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad I did. That was fun.
Would you get a
nothing.
bestial failure?
No. Facial expression would be way different.
Oh, good.
Also, bowels would be way different.
Yeah, so 5 successes.
5 successes. That's not a kindred. That's not a ghoul. Something has been altered about this person. You're not sure if it's a ritual. You're not sure what has been done to them, but they are fundamentally changed. You think it has something to do with vampire vitae. You're not sure what. They don't appear to be limping. They don't appear to be in any pain. And if they are in pain, it's almost like they don't feel it. But their skin is gray. Their eyes, their entire flesh looks sunken in pallor. And from the other people you've seen in this area, guards coming and going, maybe people coming back from a tavern late at night, no one else looks like that around here that you've seen. This is not common for the area, at least. There's something very unusual about that person that you've never seen before.
Interesting. Well, and so he's coming out to meet us.
He's just walking out
No, he's just
of
walking
the
out.
place as if
Oh.
he's going to possibly go home. There are lights on inside as if the place, even at this late of an hour, has some kind of function happening.
I'm actually going to kind of let my voice carry a little bit and look at him and say, stop, monsieur.
Oh, madame, what can I help you with?
Hi, hello. I'm new to the area, and I was told that there were men of great brilliance working here, and I was wondering if you could tell me more about them.
They are so brilliant. This is a wonderful place of enlightenment and learning and culture. And I came here sick.
Looks like you're leaving here sick.
I feel so much better, though.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
I do.
You're on the
And
mend.
I am on the mend. And everyone that comes here is just right as rain when they leave. Are you looking for healing or any kind of enlightenment yourself? I'm sure that Luther would be more than happy to see you. And
I'm a
do
patron
something
of the
for you.
arts and sciences.
And I'm always interested in seeing new gatherings.
I just like groups of 5 people or more. No.
They're a rarity these days.
Well, I wouldn't expect someone of your profession to be as drawn to this place.
Why not?
Oh, it's just we haven't had a very good welcoming reception of people of faith in this area. In fact, there was a bishop here not long ago who left very upset.
I'm sure, but
What was
you
his
know,
name?
it's
Jacobs, I believe. Bishop Jacobs.
I apologize for interrupting, Father Gilbert.
no, you're fine. You know, it's I heard that Bishop Jacobs had a bit of a problem, and I came to give it a second opinion.
Oh, we're so delighted you have done so and that the church has come to bless this place.
Well, you know, let's not be too hasty. We'll figure it out once I get inside.
That sounds delightful. We're so happy to have you.
Father Gilbert is a fairly
tell them that
progressive priest.
I've progressed rather far, yes.
Okay, and so he opens the door. He practically rolls out the red carpet. Was not expecting this many people to be interested in his small little shithole in the middle of nowhere.
Thaddeus, just like, you know, as we're being ushered in, leans over to Kwesi and Bjarni. So after everything just goes sideways, we steal everything not nailed down, right?
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, great.
Yep.
Good. Yep. Murder everybody. Take all this shit.
Violet, do you still have heightened senses on?
Sure. Is there a reason to turn it off?
Not usually. No, I mean most players are.
Then
Just
no, it's always on.
That's right.
I'm just gonna start yelling.
You smell death,
Like blood death or like decay death?
like decay,
Ugh.
and you kind of smell it. Not only coming from inside the place, but there's something outside with you that smells
like that guy
like death as well.
that we were talking to?
No, not him. You're gonna go from person to person. You can make a wits and awareness if you like.
I do want to make that check. I want to see who smells like decay. Wits in it.
Someone should have taken that guy up on the bath.
It's Bjarni.
One success.
Well, it's not that guy. You're not sure who it is.
One of my friends.
One of my friends.
Well, I'm going to ignore it because it's the Middle Ages and a lot of people smell bad. So
That is true.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're keeping heightened senses up as it is.
yeah, right. I mean, we've got our friend Jacob's character Thaddeus here, who is wearing a whole bunch of just weird, partially uncured leather bits. So I'm going to assume it's him.
It's definitely not me. It's the leather bits I'm wearing. Yes.
All right, so I am going to walk in like I own the place, with hopefully my friends following me.
I will be 2 steps behind and to the left.
I will also be walking behind you.
You walk in, it looks like a traditional medical clinic for the time, not a very big room. It looks like there's a back area with a lot of light coming through. The first room you enter does have some candlelight. Looks like there is a stone and wooden table close to one of the walls, as if someone would be performing like rudimentary examinations. You see different kinds of oils. There's some bandages. It looks like it's a shoddy attempt to have a front that this is actually a place of healing or medicine. And I know some of you have a higher medicine role than others. You can tell that this is not exactly, you're raising your hand. This is not exactly, even for this day and age, something that you would even barely consider a first aid station.
Yeah, I have like no medicine, and I'm still kind of like,
Yeah, you're like, this is like, yeah, if tetanus was discovered back then, there'd be screaming in the back of your head. This is a no-no. So,
since the unseen, just
you use sense the unseen, and the room has several spirits lingering.
Great. Good. I turn it off immediately.
Good, because they were yelling.
Yelling at, if they were yelling like, I don't like this, or like, get the fuck out, walls bleeding, like what?
Like, get the fuck out. You don't know what they are. You don't know what they're going to do. They fucking tricked me. Get out while you can. What are you even still doing here?
Okay.
They ripped me out of my own body, and my body is down there doing something else. It is walking around. Do you not even hear me? I know you can see me. You're looking at me, man.
No, no, it's definitely like it's definitely one of those like, what?
Yeah, don't act like you can't. I know. When you guys can see me, there's something different about you. It's kind of like
All
that.
right, that's enough.
All right.
Father, just a small confession over here.
All right.
I never took you for the religious type.
Oh yeah, very religious. All of however that goes.
So just kind of pulling the father aside.
What can I do for you, my son?
Don't you fucking start. There's ghosts here, yelling, and apparently their bodies are walking around downstairs. We could just light this place on fire, yeah?
No.
Fuck.
I have a better idea. I want to know what's happening here. This gives me a wonderful idea that I want to pursue. I'm very excited to talk to the leadership here.
I'm okay.
Don't worry, it'll all be fine.
What are you waiting for?
I've heard that before somewhere, and I never believe it.
I turn around and I go, yes, you were taking us somewhere. Please, continue.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt your impromptu confessional.
Yes, no, it was rather odd, but...
Yeah, bad thoughts.
Right this way. Luther would be so excited to see you.
Can I make a... I guess it would be whatever pairs with insight to see if he believes he's being genuine.
Certainly. Let's do wits, because it's kind of you're thinking on your feet.
Right. And I get an extra die because he is a religious person.
Do I get the vibe that these are Christians, or am I getting more of like a pagan vibe from them or something else?
You're feeling a little more at home than you have in a long time.
Okay, cool.
That would be
Cozy.
6 with a critical.
Holy mackerel. He absolutely believes what he's telling you. You get the distinct impression that he is delighted to show you something you've never seen before.
Wonderful. All right. Let's
Get
see
in the
this.
van. I have some candy.
Yeah. No, I'm very excited. I do love candy.
So where's the door? Like, where's the light coming from? Is it like a doorway or like a curtain? Like, what's the layout here?
Yeah, there is a curtain. It's a small room. The one with the table has a couple candles that are still being lit there. There's a lot more light behind the curtain behind you. He moves it, walks through, and it comes into a larger room. Looks like mainly for storage, but there is a staircase that goes down a little bit of a ways, and it still looks like it's fairly well illuminated down there as well. And as he walks down there with you, there are
He's walking down there with Tomas, who I am following. Like I'm not first.
yeah, not hand in hand. I understand. So he gets down there. There is a larger antechamber with a lot more people that look like him. Men, women, some youths.
But like grayish, sick, gross.
Yeah.
You're gonna want to loosen your weapons and your scabbards, boys.
Settle down. It'll be fine.
No, not like out loud. That was like a quiet. No, this isn't like a. All right, it's time to fuck everything. No,
It's time to fuck everything. All right. Well,
Yes.
This turned out differently than I expected.
That's why this is being streamed late at night.
The darkness after dark.
I feel
And
like
gaming after hours.
I feel like during the current global pandemic, a plague orgy is the worst thing we could possibly suggest.
So there, there are a number of people in this room. There's actually 2 people that look fairly healthy, that have pinkish skin, and they're kind of being surrounded by a number of other people. They look extremely happy. It almost looks like there's some kind of celebration, or almost like a baptism that's about to happen.
Do those people seem human as well?
I mean, everyone there seems human.
I know, but I did figure, I don't know.
But no, those 2 people look like they are normal, healthy. They are pinkish. They're not that gray, pallor, sunken looking. Almost like a kindred does without the blush of life.
Do they react to me like as with obvious predator? Like, or do they just like, oh no, you're just another person? And I'm like,
it's almost like you're not even there.
Yeah, this is weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like they're so focused on the people there that are not like them yet, that they're not even ready to welcome newcomers who've literally just arrived.
I'm gonna lean over to our new friend that let us down here and say, "Who's that?"
Who? Which one? Just
the ones in the corner who are like glowing. They look so happy.
They are our newest members of. Yes, you see, Luther is just amazing. He came here not too long ago. He was kind of driven out by people that just didn't understand him, and we kind of follow his ways. You know, he pops in from time to time. Tonight is one of those wonderful nights where he'll be making an appearance, but we've saved the things he has given us, and we're making a lot of inroads to people believing in the bigger picture here. If you actually stayed for maybe 5 more minutes, you're going to see these wonderful people officially join our wonderful group.
Wonderful. I'd be very interested in seeing that.
That's a lot of wonder. I feel full of wonder.
Yeah,
I would also
like,
love to speak to anybody who happens to be in some form of leadership here.
I'm sure.
Yes. When is Luther appearing? You said he was coming tonight?
I'm surprised he's in here already. This is a very special day for us. And as he's still saying this to you, 2 people come out from a longer corridor off to the left. And they're carrying what looks like to be a big basin of water. Mm-hmm. Looks very brackish. And the people that are kind of all in a semicircle around these 2 new members, they're not singing. It's almost like a weird humming. And they look strangely happy.
I'm going to be real pedantic here. Brackish just means partially salt, partially not salt water. So is it like dirty water?
Yeah, it's pretty dirty.
Okay.
But it's blacker than you would have expected. Maybe it's the lighting, you're not sure. But as they pour it over these people, it douses them, and you see the very color of their flesh turn into that grayish, sickly looking thing. And before, it almost looked like one of them was favoring one leg more than the other. It looked like they were in some pain, even though they were happy to be there, almost like waiting for a promise to be fulfilled. And as this water hits them, as it changes their very essence, you see them kind of change their posture, and they look like they're not feeling pain anymore, but they definitely don't look better. It's almost like they're trading one thing for another. They're trading a pain that they have maybe lived with, an injury that has plaguing them for years, that medicine at this time couldn't take away. And now, for some reason, that pain is gone, but they've traded it for something essential that was about themselves, and they are different.
I've gone into straight like courtier face where I'm just like, this is beautiful. Everything's beautiful. And I'm kind of like looking at my companions like, you're all seeing this, right?
I'm very
it's
interested.
sad.
Yeah, I'd like
Has everyone been transformed, or are there some waiting to be transformed?
Those were the only 2 that were waiting.
Okay.
And as that kind of hits them, they gather around them, they embrace and hold each other. And not long after, they are given better clothes that are not soaked in this whatever it was. In fact, as it runs off them, it almost looks like vitae and some kind of swampish looking sludge. It definitely wasn't water, and you can smell it in the air. If some of you have smelled what your own vampiric vitae smells like.
Does it smell like vitae?
It does smell like vitae, and this is something that it's almost like this was left here specifically for this purpose, to be mixed, to be used, to be.
So it's like old vitae, like gross old vitae.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'd like to use Sense the Unseen.
It's worse than before.
Great.
There are
Good.
so many here that are in a fetal position, crying in terror. When you
One
normally
for every body?
more than that, a lot more than that. There are maybe like 13 of these people here gathering around these two new converts, I guess you could call them. And when you think of a ghost, you think of something that's ethereal and floating and not quite grounded. You see some of them that are just in a corner, literally shaking, like as if they're in a Tool music video. it's not comforting at all.
That's an image.
That's an image. I went there.
All right.
Dark Ages, though.
Oh. Okay. I mean, there's nothing I can do with this information right now, so shall we progress?
That congregation, as they reclothe these two new people, begin to head upstairs and out the door. And they're each holding a single candle. And the man who brought you down here is like, and now they make their pilgrimage.
I thought we were supposed to wait here for Luther. Does he come when everybody's gone? That
I
seems
thought
like
he
a
was
weird
gonna-
thing to do.
I guess they're going to him. I was going to leave and go home until I ran into you wonderful folks, but
Do you want to join them? Because that looks like fun.
I would be honored.
Like there's candles and there's walking, and I like walking. It's healthy.
That sounds great.
Wonderful. I
I'd
go.
be very interested in seeing the end of this ceremony.
They walk back out into the streets that you came when you arrived there. They start heading into the part of town where this mausoleum was going to be
Oh,
built
wonderful.
that Alistair had mentioned. And that's a cool candle. They've got one too. I like that effect.
It smells like barrel-aged Manhattan.
Nice.
All right. So they kind of go, they leave the primary buildings that are behind the city walls. It's almost like there's a area that's undeveloped where they have been bringing their dead. And it goes underground a little bit into like a crypt. There's not even much of a staircase. It's really just like an incline that they dug up, propped up with the methods they had at the time. And as they're all walking through there with candlelight, give me a wits and awareness, everyone, if you'd like, in case you spot anything that may be relevant.
Just in case.
This is not my strong suit. Oh, wait, it is actually. I got 3 successes.
3 successes. 2 successes from Thaddeus.
3 for me.
3 from Father Gilbert.
1 from me.
1 from Ify. And 2 from
Yarny.
Yarny. It's definitely a crypt. Father Gilbert would know that something like this would normally be built, even at this day and age, for this type of city, for this type of populace, would normally be above ground. And you don't know why this many people are having a procession at night and no one is bothering them. The city guards are not wondering what they're doing. It's almost like this has become a fact of life, or at least something has happened you can realize that everyone's just kind of avoiding this.
Hmm.
Even those who are out and about at night, they look the other way.
Where the city's on the border of which countries again? Sorry,
Italy and France.
Italy and France. Okay, yeah, no, it's those 3 a.m. French parades like they have.
Yes, us French have infected the Italians with our
they're called parades.
Our weird parades.
Yeah.
Parades,
Yep.
yeah.
I do it all the time in New Orleans. I don't see what the big deal is.
You can
It's a
hire
different
your own
thing
private
entirely.
parade.
What? I'm sorry, Jacob.
Oh, you can hire your own private parade in New Orleans.
It's a different thing, though.
It's not a creepy candlelit. They do those in Salem.
Yeah, no, I mean, I wouldn't do that in New Orleans. That's no.
It goes underground. Werner is following you down there, and he kind of turns all of a sudden to Violet, and he says, Luther is definitely here. I can feel it.
What do you mean you can feel it?
All of us just feel more alive in his presence.
Uh-huh.
And it's weird. It's almost like the further away he is, the sadder we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can definitely tell he's close. We can
Lovely.
feel it on our bones. And a couple of the people with candles are just like nodding along with what he's saying. As you make your way further down here, there are some people, I don't want to call them guards, but there's 3 or 4 of them walking down this main corridor. They're standing very still.
Sense the unseen giving me anything here?
No.
Aside from the heebie-jeebies?
Yeah, or my heightened senses. Nothing.
Your heightened senses smells that same smell of before.
But like same strength, like still just decay, dead people.
Yeah, but
Cool,
in
great.
much closer proximity.
Oh, good.
With your eyesight, you can tell that, like the helmets they're wearing, the style of it, the extra apparel they have on, it's trying to cover up their skin. It's trying to make it so you can't get an actual good look at their identities.
Who does that?
Can I see any of their skin? Is it gray and weird?
It's worse.
Is it?
You have really good eyesight. You got like practically binocular vision, especially when you really focus in on something. These people are rotting. They're standing, they're moving every now and then. They're looking around. These are dead men.
I'm gonna look at our new friend and I'm gonna say, you go on ahead. I want the ceremony to be complete without random new strangers showing up, and I'm going to talk to my friends for a minute and then we'll join you in like 5 minutes. How does that sound?
See you then.
Excellent. So I'm going to gather everybody together so we can talk for a minute. So do we want to go down here?
Absolutely.
Okay, so those are dead people.
So we.
No, but those are rotting dead people in armor, and they're disgusting, and I'm disgusted by them.
All right. You're allowed to be that.
They're not like us. They're decaying.
No,
people.
I get it. I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying I don't care.
Okay, cool. The rest of you?
Yes, I would be lying if I didn't say my curiosity hasn't been tickled.
You could be curious while also being disturbed. Like, do I want to go down there? Yes. Do I want to have a plan in case we get attacked by corpses and whatever those other people are? Yes, I would have a plan. So I just bought us 5 minutes. Let's talk.
Look, if I could be honest, I think Yarnies are the plan we need.
Yeah, I have my backup.
So
My
plan
backup
A is
plan.
Bjarni. Plan B is Bjarni and Dominic. Is what you're telling me.
And Dominic has been with you for a while.
Yeah.
He's seen war. He's seen what you are and what your friends are.
Dominic is very capable.
And he's very capable. You can tell that he is unnerved.
Right.
by
They can
everything
all
that's happening
sense
here.
each other though, right? Like you realize that's a thing not usually people can do. Like it's a thing we can do, not people. Yes?
Yes, it's I mean, I'm sure all of you smelled what I smelled.
Yeah, that was real
Yeah.
gross.
So I'm guessing that Luther is probably either, if not one of us, has connections in some way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if it's somebody that can make corpses walk around, he's probably one of my ilk.
I mean, that would make
You
sense.
did do that like about
Yes.
8
And
hours
that-
ago.
Could be very useful
Aye.
if properly administered.
Yes.
Oh yes. No, I'm picking up what you have placing on the ground. I mean, I strike a question to all of you. What is the most valuable asset any merchant is carrying?
I don't talk to merchants. I send people to do that for me, so I don't know. I'm so sorry.
It's money.
No, it's not the money.
That's what I thought.
It is our connections.
Mm-hmm.
So
So merchants are essentially socialite diplomats. Got it. Okay.
It
Yeah.
works very much a similar way in my world.
So yes, I am very interested in connecting with whoever this may be.
Well,
Okay.
be
Yeah.
that as it may, if it comes down to corpses attacking us, I have little things I can do to help with that.
You can tickle them.
I was going to say that.
And I have Dominic. It'll be fine.
Yes. But we have various ways to make them go away.
I have Tomas, and he is not merely decorative. He is also.
He looks very decorative.
I'm almost decorative, I assure you. I don't want to be here.
He looks decorative.
I
Yes,
hope
but
we never
he's-
talk again.
But he's roughly the size of a barge.
Dominic, are you all right? You seem a little...
This is very unusual even for our normal way of
Yeah,
life.
no, I don't disagree with you. You're correct. But I am curious if...
I believe in your words and what you preach, sir.
I know you do.
And I do believe that Cain is the one.
Mhm.
However, this is something different and unholy.
It is. I would agree.
Okay.
But I have an idea.
I
and it
usually
may-
do.
Let's go see Luther, shall we?
Oh, I cannot wait.
Yep.
If we're worried about that, I'll bring up the rear.
I'm going to go in the middle again. I'll let Father Gilbert go first, since he's so interested in talking to these weird corpses.
As Dominic and the mortal members of the party proceed through there, more and more of the people with candles and even those guards are looking at them. Not you guys, but them. Like, they can tell that they're living,
Yeah, that they're human and we're not. Cool.
they're not initiated, and they're watching them as if it's unusual. Like,
Man.
Well, I mean, I guess if they're not taking any action, we proceed. Yes, everybody?
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on them, but if they don't take any action, then they're not a problem.
Yep.
Yes.
and as you go further and further, Jacob, this brings back some memories for you in particular.
Oh, mother.
And the method of your embrace and how it happened and where you fell and how you escaped. This is looking very familiar. It was a while ago, but it's almost as if this is that same place. And
Somewhere else.
no, more like it's the same place with a makeover, like they've done work to it. And they've had a lot of help. More than what you believe they could muster with the people you've seen so far. Almost as if whoever made this whole thing had at least some help that was not part of this movement.
All
But the
right.
deeper and deeper you go, it's looking more and more familiar to you. And eventually you come to, it looks like to be a clearing, almost as if this was a cave going out to the sea. And there's not a lot of candlelight here except for what people carried in with them. However, there is an opening in this particular cave where moonlight is shining through. Directly under it, a large dead tree. And as the congregation moves in with all of their candles and it starts to light the room up a little more, you see those same stone tablets that you saw when you first woke up. And other bodies laying on them as you were laid and placed.
Yeah.
And finally, you see the one who did embrace you tied to that tree as if he was a captive. Strung up, not quite crucified, but fully splayed out, arms and legs, and with a stake through his heart. Below him is one of those vats that you saw the congregation collecting and dipping on people. And the man who leads you down there, you and your new associates, says, "Behold, it's Luther."
Is the one that embraced me, the one that's staked up, is he rotted?
Yes.
Well,
I'm sorry, which one is Luther?
The one who's tied to this dead tree.
That's Luther.
That's Luther. As far as the gentleman giving you the nice tour.
How was he going to come anywhere to visit us at the other place if he was doing this?
They bring him.
Oh, that certainly doesn't cause any alarm in the streets, I'm sure. Yeah. That's very normal.
well, this is really very quite awkward. Yeah. So, curiosity sated, Father?
I'm going to start walking towards the body.
Apparently not.
You walk towards the body. What exactly are you looking for?
Is there anyone? I mean, there's other people in the room, correct?
There are other rotted-looking people.
Like a whole congregation, right? They all came down
tablets. Here. Yep. And those changed people. And you can see this is clearly a large wooden stake through Luther's heart. And it's almost like they were bleeding him for that substance that cures their pain. As you get a little bit closer, a few of those people who were on those tablets sit up and look directly towards Thaddeus.
Don't like it.
Is the man who brought us here, is he still with us?
Yes.
I lean over to him and go, who speaks for Luther?
The 12 do?
And who are the 12?
Well, those people over there just sat up. There's men, there's women.
Oh.
And they look as if, I mean, if Thaddeus had taken off his garments.
There's 11 of them, right?
Yeah.
Great.
Well, I take a step forward and I look at them all, who are all staring, and I go, you, I assume, would be the 12.
Well, it fucking looks like that, doesn't it?
Yes, I was asking them.
Yeah, and as they start to stand up and say, we were the 12. We're now the 11.
Only 11.
You're now the 11.
Look at Thaddeus again. You've brought the 12.
Well,
I also look at Thaddeus.
I don't know what the fuck is going on.
You're back, and you're staying this time.
About that. And then just
if he starts running, I arms of Aramin and I just hold him up.
Right, I just want to roll your rouse check. Give me a wits and oblivion. You're starting to run, Thaddeus.
I mean, kind of like, backing up a little bit. And
When you do, you bump into me.
Oh, great. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. If you don't mind, I'm just gonna get.
Oh dear Lord. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes on a wits plus oblivion.
Well, you get some arms of Aramin.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with them?
I'm going
Alex,
to
think very carefully about what you're going to do next.
I'm going to pick Thaddeus up.
Great.
I just hold him.
That wasn't as long as I was hoping.
I thought about it for a while.
Okay.
So
Thaddeus, you find yourself wrapped in tentacles of shadow that have come out of nowhere. You're being lifted off the ground. You're Fred Flintstoning right now. You're going nowhere.
So, before anything happens, you're the 11. He's apparently the 12th, correct? Am I getting this?
He is the 12, they say in unison.
Oh, look at that. All right. What are you going to do with him?
I mean, it could be nothing if you let me down.
Now that he's back, Luther can come down. That was the deal. He's up there because he left.
Did you do that? And I pointed. I look up at Thaddeus and point to Luther.
No, I fell in a hole. I woke up. I left.
So you did that to Luther then? You put him up there because he left?
No, Luther put himself up there with our help. He told us to do that because someone needed to make the blessing to make all the other people here well.
Wait, so you're saying that our friend used to do the blessing and then they switched to Luther? This is very confusing.
Yeah. What do you mean by well?
They start to kind of walk towards Thaddeus, even as he's being
okay. I'm like, this. I had a plan for this, and it's become a lot more complicated than I wanted. And I don't think it's actually going to work. So I let Thaddeus go, and the arms kind of swarm up around me, and I go, now, very much appreciated if you stopped advancing.
We just want our brother.
Yeah, well, he doesn't want it, and I don't.
Do you even know this guy?
No, but I don't know you either, and your organization has become a lot more complicated and a lot less useful to me than I initially intended. So,
well, let's talk. We're reasonable people.
Yes, but
no, you're not.
You were very friendly earlier.
The fact that you're rotting really puts a damper on my whole plan. So, I couldn't really use your organization as an infiltration unit. Anyway, it's a whole thing. Should we go?
Yeah. Let's get the fuck away from Thaddy Daddy.
Yeah, you don't think we should take care of this? Like, this is a...
What? Take care of it how?
I recommended lighting the whole place on fire about an hour back.
Right, but that was a different place. That was the clinic, and now we're at the mausoleum. And so we light this place on fire.
Oh, it all needs to go.
Werner runs over as this is happening, as he sees this is going south, and pulls the stake out of Luther's chest.
Well, fuck.
That just happened.
His face was perfect. Sorry.
Helps him to his feet, and Luther gets drained dry. No, sorry, not Luther.
Werner
gets completely drained dry.
No,
Luther,
our German
as
friend.
soon as it's out of his chest, descends on his own acolyte, drinks him. The hole in his chest starts to slowly close in on itself, and he's still looking directly at Thaddeus. You're going up on the tree.
You want to go outside and settle this there, not here?
So you're Luther then?
I'm Luther, and who are you?
Father Gilbert, it's wonderful to meet you, Luther. I was very curious as to what you were doing here. What is all this?
This is the way. This is our new movement.
This is your
We
new
are an
movement, yeah.
offshoot. Something different happened to us. This
I see that.
Yeah, we were a part of the Cappadocian clan. Something different happened. And our flesh is rotting off our bodies. We
That's unfortunate.
don't really have a lot of luck talking to people like Edwin or Isabella. So we kind of make our own people to go up there, do their thing. Started a movement, kind of like what I'm assuming you do.
Is there a way you could do it
Father.
without making them look sick?
Well, every other way we've tried just makes them worse.
Huh.
And as you
Hey.
look at him, as you look at the rest of these people, like the kindred, they don't look like kindred. They look like rotting corpses. Like some of them are missing parts. Some of them are literally hanging together by a thread.
Well, I got what I wanted, so
Great. Sorry for interrupting. I mean, are you satisfied now?
no, I'm satisfied. I don't need anything
Fantastic. I throw the sack on the ground with everybody's trinkets in it. Get me the fuck out of here.
anymore. There we are.
I pick up my iron bracelet, slip it on, and then I pick up Thaddeus and I start walking out.
There we go.
And I just
Like, shoot.
Dominic, if
I leave my ring behind. I've got plenty of money.
Give me a everyone can give me a dex and athletics to see how fast you're actually going.
I will roll Dex Athletics to see how comfortably I'm being papoosed.
Well, actually you don't, because you're literally being carried, so yeah.
not my best roll. Um,
I'll give Dominic a roll too. If you're looking like you're not doing well, he can probably pick you up.
not quickly at all. That's 0 successes.
Successes for me.
You literally stumble. Dominic grabs like one end of your robe and the other, picks you up, and
No, well, don't-
starts to carry you out of the place.
Rather undignified, Dominic.
We don't
I
have
got
time
four
to argue
four
about that right now. 4 successes. Yeah, you actually, Violet, you can go even quicker if you wanted to.
Yeah, I thought about it, but I got 4 successes, so I'm just gonna.
4 successes, you're out of there.
I'm not gonna celerity it.
Yeah, they did almost a little bit better than the Father Gilbert, but
I'm very small. I can just kind of like go through the crowd.
right. And the Yarny,
3, and I have Cat's Grace.
3 and Cat's Grace, so nothing is slowing you down.
What about Casey?
Casey? What did you get?
Oh, I also have Cat's Grace. Duh.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I had 3, and seeing Violet leave behind her jewel, I take my sack and her as well. I was like, okay, well, if you are going to leave it, then
Yeah.
I will take
Start a new empire with this.
I've grabbed my goblet.
And Violet's retainer as well gets 3 successes and is right behind her.
Good job, Tomas.
The kindred that obviously look like stuff is falling off their bodies, they did pretty bad. They're not very fast. They do have 4 people that you passed by, those guards ahead of you though, who are now kind of making their way down there as they've heard commotion, as they probably felt their master be taken out of torpor.
And are they're coming towards us, blocking
Yes.
our path.
4
As
of them.
Dominic's carrying me, I go, I've got it, and I arms of Aramin and just bash them to the sides.
All right, give me a. It's actually Oblivion and Brawl.
Oblivion and
Man,
Brawl.
I was gonna punch somebody. Damn it.
I was
You
like
can
halfway
still.
pulling my axe out while still carrying Thaddeus, and I'm just like,
Oh no, I'll take it out and hand it to you.
So,
that was-
Rick, question.
Yeah.
If I have Brawl and then Kindred, does that mean that I'm better at hitting vampires?
Yeah, Actually,
Yes!
you get an extra dice. You have a specialty.
It's 4
Probably because
successes.
it's something you feed on, right?
Shh.
Don't say
We have not talked about that this entire stream. Gonna keep my secret. I'm only at hunger 2.
I go up
I
to
don't
hunger
have
2.
to eat any of my friends.
You go up to hunger 2.
I go up to hunger 2 and I got 4 successes.
Oh, man. They actually don't get a dodge roll because they are mindless corpses. So the first 2, you do end up one arm each slamming against the wall. They take some bashing damage. They fall to the ground. The other 2 trip over them because they don't think.
They drag their feet.
They,
They're not
they
really
attack. Those of you with Cat's Grace to run past them would be very simple. The people after Father Gilbert attacking them while they're on the ground.
Oh, I'm gonna clear the way.
I want to kick one. Can I just like have a cool scene where like this tiny girl kicks or punches one? Really
We're all
hard?
about cool scenes. This is a vampire.
Yes. Okay, so like as we're all running past, I just like my little tiny dainty, smaller than everybody else self. Like I'm 5'1", I weigh like 100 pounds. I'm smaller than I am in real life by
You're
quite a bit.
Yeah, you're Stone Cold Killer though. You're a kindred.
Yes, and I just walk by, and I 1, 2, 3, and I for success punch one.
All right. And what is your strength?
My strength was 2.
2. Father Gilbert, what is your strength actually for your?
My strength is 3.
3. Excellent.
Well, and I could add my prowess to it if I so desired.
Can if you want to.
I'll go ahead and roll. So that's yes, I'm good. So
so
that
you
would
had
be my strength would be. I would have a 5 dice pool for strength then.
Then the 2 that you had initially thrown against the walls collapse and are down for the count. Their heads just from impact shatter inside the helmets as they hit the stone walls to the side. You then see a very small Toreador in a fancy dress run past one of the other ones on the ground, kicking him in the face, doing a little bit of damage, leaping over him. Next up, it's probably if he's taking up the rear because he got some extra little trinkets back there. So it's probably going to be Bjorny carrying Thaddeus.
Just like smash them out of the way with my axe. Just clearing the path.
Just while I'm being carried, grab the axe and like pass it up to you over my head.
Smash.
Good helper.
It's just nice.
You can roll me a dex in melee, Ian, but I know your dex is stupid high, so you're probably like broadside of the barn. If you miss this one, it's pretty bad.
But that would also be amazing if you missed this one.
Oh, it would be just
Feature failure. It'll be great.
I love critically failing on purpose in one-shots if like I have that choice. It's the best.
6 critical success.
Woof. Heck yeah.
And none of those was my hunger die.
You're carrying what is essentially another human being.
Yep.
And you got a critical on a hunger die.
No, not on the hunger die. Sorry.
Okay, good.
Oh, thank God.
The axe comes down and pretty much goes through whatever armor this thing was wearing. And you're not sure if it's the undead flesh or what, but you cleave him in 2. And that's that for that one. There's only one left on the ground. And I'm going to roll for Dominic, who is right behind Father Gilbert with 6 successes with his sword and shield.
Dominic's very good.
Slamming him down to the ground with his shield, and then just right in the face with his broadsword. Pulling it out and then clearing the way for you as if you were the most important person in the world.
Thank you.
What's Casey doing during all this?
He was coming very far back. He picked up all the other stuff everyone dropped, if I believe, right, Casey?
Yep, that is exactly what I did. If you forgot something, it is mine.
This is mine.
Then his name changed to Casey.
Sorry, I probably because it's late and I'm tired.
Okay.
Yes.
Quincy.
Crazy.
I was
You
like,
guys
"Hey,
run out of this underground mausoleum back into the city streets. Are you heading back towards Alistair? Are you getting the hell out of this hellhole? What is your plan?
well, that was much less eventful than I was hoping. I was hoping for something a little more productive, actually.
You do hear them coming still up the
Oh,
tunnel,
well,
following you.
Let's go hole up at Alistair's. He's got servants
sure for now, and then
and
I can
weapons.
take my leave. I have other business to attend to.
Is there any sort of door on this?
There isn't, but it's not the best construction either.
Yeah. I'm
You
going
set it
to
on
just kind of
fire.
heft Thaddeus to the ground.
Yep.
And I'm just going to smash the building down.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Well, that's something.
With wood practically holding up nothing, and you're like, how is this even possible? These guys are like the most amazing engineers in the world to even have this being something you could survive. Yeah, you can give me a strength and let's do athletics.
Okay.
I know you're using a weapon, but it's still more of like a feat of strength. You can use a weapon if you want to as a roll. I know you get your axe. Doesn't matter much either way with your dice pool.
Great.
That's enough. You find what you think is the biggest support brace for the thing. Heave into it with your axe a couple of times. The wood that's holding up the saw, the loam, the dirt that's above this mausoleum tunnel that goes underground collapses. Whatever was coming after you, it would take quite a long time to dig their way out through there, possibly longer than they have the blood for in their bodies. And you're fairly certain that they're not getting through that anytime soon unless they have gifts that your clan has.
And maybe they do. We don't know.
That's what I like, above and beyond service.
So, you're the 12th, hey?
I guess.
Is that why you wear all the clothing? Because you're rotting?
Yeah, it is just a horror show. No nose, it's just
Oh
awful.
god, it's a mouth hole like on the other panel.
Yep.
That
It's
answers
terrible.
that question. It's rather disappointing, actually. I'm a little annoyed.
My like character is gonna like gag a little bit and just kind of just oof. Like
Well,
handkerchief.
Yeah, I was hoping that would go a different way.
what way?
Oh, I was really hoping to like be able to, if it wasn't other kindred involved, it was just some sort of interesting cult. I could repurpose them for my own devices, but that wasn't going to work.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know the kindred were.
No. And that's really nice because now I know where to avoid forever.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thanks for getting me out of here. I hope I never see any of you again.
So you don't want your payment?
What payment?
Earlier we were at my friend's house and you wanted to get paid and I said okay.
It's all right. I'm just gonna go.
I'm
I-
fine with
You know,
that.
This man lost 2 horses. Give it to him.
Oh, thank you so
I, mean,
much.
I lost a
Guarantee
number
will
of
not be
monks, but
forgotten.
that's fine.
Yeah, they're not important.
Apparently not. It's
That's
just
all
my-
right. We'll
my
just
head.
say you owe me.
All right.
Cool.
And at that, you've pretty much buried an entire new bloodline below the streets of Genoa.
Well, I'm sure that'll be fine.
You're welcome.
You
I'm sure
are
they'll never come back in a future one-shot
Yeah.
game.
in
I'm
a
sure that will be
city- yeah.
totally great. We solved
Yeah.
everything.
It's fine.
There's no way that can come back to haunt us, right?
We didn't
Nope.
just create like the Futurama mutant race or anything. It's gonna come back and murder us later. Everything's great.
Nice.
Nothing can come back from getting buried.
Nope.
Like none of us did
Like
that.
none of us, like the Sabbat, never do that.
Nah.
No one did
No,
that.
definitely not.
Nope.
Once you're buried, you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
Just like a
Nice.
Cappadocian to get buried.
Oof.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for all playing. I know I had to rush some things along and change some things because I wasn't sure how long it was going to go.
That was great.
Already at
Yeah,
a
it
time.
was a good time.
I just picture our last frame as like us walking away from the like collapsing ruins of the thing, but then like over the credits or like a mid-credit scene is like the hand coming out.
Absolutely.
I had a lot of crazy different options of ways this would go. You could have stayed and fought those people. You could have asked them questions, interrogated them, found out where they were from. Every one of the NPCs had a background that led to a different route throughout this entire thing. Ify himself was actually there to
You
kill
were an
somebody.
assassin. Like you were there to kill somebody according to your character
Oh
sheet.
yeah.
I was also there, very much there to kill someone.
So
Oh, yeah.
those of you who don't know, Ify was Ministry and Ian was Gangrel. Since you were trying to guess the whole time, I figure we can tell you now.
Very much
Understanding
a
obvious.
gangrel.
Yeah.
You got Torador, you got Lasombra, you got Jacob's clan, obviously, especially at the very end there.
Mhm.
But I know that Ify's and Ian's were muddy.
Yes.
And I was excited to feature the Cappadocians, and I wanted to do something a little different with it. And I just had this idea of having like proto-Semitic bloodline happen in the middle of Europe. Like it happened at some point. We don't know when. We know that the Baron Semitic was somehow involved with New Orleans, but we don't know if it went further back than that. Like how far back did these things really show up? And maybe they even show up at different times. Like maybe this mutation is from a disease or a genetic way. So I thought it'd be really interesting to kind of show that.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Jacob did great with it too. So
honestly, fun spoiler for
Thank
that
you.
was that all I knew was that you were Hecata. I didn't know which Hecata you were the whole time. So I was like, yeah, we'll see what happens with Jacob.
Yeah,
Originally, when we were talking about this, I was like, make me somebody's ghoul. That'll be weird and fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And then I was like, and then I warmed up to the idea of the hunter, mostly because I started talking to myself earlier today, and I was like, this is a fun voice. Let's build a whole character around it.
Well, no, I initially thought you might be, because you had everything covered up. I thought you might be Naharaja, and then I was, and then as soon as we got it further, and I was like, I think he's Zabedi.
I actually do have the feeding penalty, no animal or bag, but I do have the organivore.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So the only way, if it came down to it, the only way I could feed would be to be like, don't look at me.
For what it's worth, Jacob, I was afraid of a feeding scene because I'm a straight Diablerist. Like I don't eat animals and I barely eat mortals.
A bunch of my herd got killed, which was how I feed, so that was going to be a whole issue.
Yeah, so I'm actually glad that you took the Lasombra, Alex, because like that's my favorite clan, but I don't love doing the religious angle with them.
Yeah,
and
no, I get
so
that.
I like gave it up, and then you took it, and I was like, "This is gonna be so cool to see, and you're gonna do it so much more justice than I could." So that was really fun.
I thought it was going to be like, "Oh, I've got Thaddeus. Let's see what happens." You take him.
Glad, Alex, that you touched upon a little bit about your devious machinations as the priest, that you weren't just a regular priest, you were actually a Canaanite heretic.
I was a Canaanite priest.
Looking to take the worst of the worst and bind them to yourself.
Yes, and I was gonna, if that went a different way, I was gonna see if I could find a way to basically have this cult split up and infiltrate the church in order to sow chaos inside the church.
Nice.
Oh man, if I had known that, I would have been way nicer to you, because my character is like pure hatred for Christianity. So he's like,
he's hunting a bishop. Yeah, he's hunting a bishop that literally burnt his town to the ground. That's actually a V20 Dark Ages character that Ian made, and we converted him.
How about you, Ify? What were you there to do?
I was I was just there to assassinate and make dollars. That's what that's pretty much the angle I went when I was like, okay, well, I'm an assassin and I use my merchant skills as a means to like get by and lay low and that's why I was just like also trying to acquire currency while sneaking about. I was gonna try and look into like maybe somebody who needed some killing, but then this job popped up when we got there, and ended up getting. I was like, okay, this is more important. Let's do it.
When you first rolled into town, and we're like, it's like it's almost daylight. You're like, that's cool. I can sell some things.
Yeah, I can get some stuff off. If I can make one sale before the sun rises, it's worth it.
And you did. You got a cup. It started a whole thing.
You're welcome.
My character, according to my character sheet, had some of the loftiest goals, but also like kind of the most like, we'll get around to it someday kind of attitude. My ultimate goal was to assassinate King Louis the Ninth.
Ooh.
And install somebody else in his place.
Are we talking about lofty goals that there was no way it could happen in a one shot?
Right.
Totally could.
It's a one shot.
Yeah, because that was definitely my whole
Fast
character's
travel.
end game was to bring down the Mali Empire, because he had roots in the Ghana Empire before that took over.
You
So
know
his
what?
whole thing.
We can play for another hour. You can get that done. Like, yeah.
It's funny if you guys actually went to go try and meet the Lord and the Lady, if any of you didn't take a character that had etiquette 2 or at 2 or higher, you wouldn't have been let in, and there would actually be a set-eyed oratoriator there, like representing for you. And if they go in and talk to them for you, you get what you want, but at a cost.
I had etiquette.
They find a way
I was
to
gonna say,
kind of
I think
you
me
guys
and
were lucky.
Alex were the only ones who would have been able to be let in.
Probably.
Thank you. Just for me, thank you so much for this. This was great.
This was so much fun.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, everybody who's watching. We still got 93 viewers at 3:20 in the morning, my time, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that Josephine and Courtney couldn't join us this evening, but I am glad I got a chance to play with all of you. So thank you for letting me join you.
I'm actually really glad that you did too, because like at cons we'll probably never get to play together because we're both so fucking busy.
Yeah, no, this is a fun first time doing this. I always been watching like Josephine and Erica from the shadows. I was like,
I love Erica,
vamping it up over there. Because like my one experience with Vampire the Masquerade is I was in a Barnes and Nobles years ago, and it was the Vampire Masquerade and the Hunter. What was it? The Hunter
Reckoning.
Hunter the Reckoning. It was like a crossover novel, and I remember like looking through and seeing all the clans. I was like, oh, this is definitely my jam. But I just didn't know any tabletop stuff then, because my dad's from Nigeria and my mom's from Louisiana, and they both aren't nerds. Well, they're nerds in different ways, but they're not.
Well, we'd love to have you back and play with you again, any of you.
Oh, anytime.
Just to have fun, do more one shots. Just have a good time together.
Also, I mean, if you just know you from podcasts and stuff, if you ever get a chance to come to something like PAX Unplugged in Philly or whatever, like that's a really great way to get more about the like gaming.
Yeah.
Like not video gaming.
Yeah.
World kind of.
Well, yeah, this was the year I was like, oh, this is the year I'm gonna do Gen Con and PAX Unplugged.
Yeah. We're good. We'll be there.
And then
will we? Will we?
Will we?
Anybody?
Well, yeah, good point.
But yeah,
we were planning to.
If y'all playing online, I'm chilling. Everything's kind of shut down on the comedy world, I'll be just sitting right here.
All production
watching anime back there.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you everyone who tuned in so late and joined us. We will be back tomorrow in less than 5 hours.
I will not be here in the morning. I will be asleep.
But we'll be back in less than 5 hours to give you some more fantastic content, both games and panels again. So thank you for tuning in to day 1 of Virtual Horror Con, and we will see you tomorrow morning.
Thanks everybody. Very much, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.